it's a game day, and of course we've got a big day of football. The first game we've got on today is, of course, the Western Bulldogs and the GWS Giants. This is going to be a fantastic day. Who's going to win? Who's not going to win? Just have a look at the ladder. The GWS Giants, if they win, they are a chance to go up in the second spot, get the double chance home final. And of course, if the Western Bulldogs win, they have a chance to go up into sixth spot and leapfrog Hawthorn. But if the Western Bulldogs lose, they are a chance to actually miss the finals. Can you believe it? Not really, but that is what's happening. That's what's happening. Let me just try and correct this for everybody. My goodness, it's never easy, folks. It's never easy. So look. Nearly there. We're going to have a look at the team lineups in a moment. Doing this live. All right, that looks reasonably good. I'll just take it up that way. All right, let's have a quick look at the team lineups. There we go. So we've got for the Dogs, we've got Tim English coming in, Arthur Jones coming in. Also out is West and Karmas, and of course the sub is Jones. Milestone game today is Bailey Williams. He's playing his 150th game. Well done to you, young sir. Good stuff, good stuff. There is the lineups. And of course, coming in for the GWS Giants, we've got Thomas, Brown, Haynes, O'Halloran, and going out, Lockie Ash, Brent Daniels, Bedford, and Stone. Callum M. Brown is the sub. There is your lineup of players. We are 5 minutes away from the start of this match, folks. And as you can see, it's the Bulldogs going in as favoured at $1.40. The Giants, $2.88. I tell you what, I wouldn't mind a piece of that $2.88. That's pretty good. The Giants have been in fantastic form lately. Winning all these games. Let me just have a bit of a look here. I'll stretch that out. The Giants have actually won their last 5 games. The Western Bulldogs have won 4 of their last 5. So this is going to be one brilliant game. Let me get... That's where we want it, just so we can see the worm properly. All right, now we're positioned up fantastic for the game, for the board. All right, I think I might just take us down to the commentators. We've got 4 minutes to go and they'll give their thoughts on this match here today. Whereas the Western Bulldogs taking on the Giants. Should be a cracker. This one's at Mars Stadium in Ballarat. So everyone down there in Ballarat are going to have a great day enjoying the footy. All right, let's go down to the commentators and see what they have to say.
Field. But they've got to turn that first possession into clearance with nice clean hands and real explode out.
Awesome insights. We always appreciate your time on Fox Footy. Best of luck today and also for September.
No worries. Thank you. Thanks.
Well, it is going to be a big September ahead on Fox Footy. So much footy to sink our teeth into during the finals. And it's also a big week for boxing this Wednesday from 7 p.m. Australian Boxing's Nikita Zoo puts his undefeated record on the line, and you can order that clash at Main Event. And also the undercard, Michael Zarafa is in action on Wednesday. He's also a mad Western Bulldogs fan and has recorded this little message.
Hey guys, Michael Zarafa here. I'm fighting Wednesday night live on Main Event. Also, the doggies are playing. I'm in your corner, guys. Let's go out there and smash them.
Jumping on the bandwagon, and what a time to do it, because if the Western Bulldogs can win today, look out, George.
Oh, absolutely. It's always nice when you see other sporting stars follow follow the great game that is AFL. So, yeah, he's looking forward to a big fight on Wednesday night.
I wouldn't take the risk in saying he's jumped on the bandwagon. Anyone can hold their gloves up, Sarah. You don't pick on. You leave well alone.
That's very true. A lifelong rusted on Western Bulldogs supporter. That's Michael Zarafa, who will be on the undercard on Wednesday night. But the main event, of course, is Nikita Zoo putting his undefeated record on the line. 7 p.m. Wednesday. You can catch it all on Main Event. Make sure you order it.
It's a recipe for something brutal.
Pure butchery from the young zoo.
Something that's going to have a parental advisory sticker on it.
I'm happy to break bones, rupture spleens and rip heads off, whatever I've got to do.
Oh my goodness.
This fight has to be bloody and I'm so keen for it.
Boxing needs me. Whether you love or you hate me, you're going to watch me.
What have we just seen?
You're watching Sunday Ticket on Fox, brought to you by Toyota Hilux, an unbreakable connection.
Get the gear that'll get Dad going. Castrol Magnatec 10W40 5 litre for $30 and 25% off Bowden's Own Car Care.
All right, so they'll be back in just a moment. I didn't realise the ads were on there. Just want to let everyone know we've got this game that is on now, of course, the Western Bulldogs and the GWS Giants. But following straight up after this game, we've got Carlton and St Kilda. We're going to cover that one as well. And, of course, following that game, we've got the final game of the home and around season. And that is Fremantle and Port Adelaide. So we'll see how the ladder takes shape as we go along throughout the afternoon. We'll see what teams need to dodge a bullet, where they have to go, what they need to do. Should be pretty exciting for all the teams playing there today. As I said, the teams today who are playing, that's going to alter the ladder. That's going to decide where they play their finals, if they play finals, and who they play in the finals. So it's going to be a great match here. As I said, it's going to be pretty hard to pick a winner here. Both sides are going to come out and give their all. They've been playing in great form, both sides. 10 out of 11 wins for both sides combined over the last 5 matches. So, or 12 matches. So it's going to be an interesting game. Let's hope for a big one. All right, we'll just wait for the commentators to get back down there. This game's starting soon. We're probably under 1 minute. And then we'll take you back down to the grounds where they're going to bounce the ball for the first quarter.
Mars Stadium in Ballarat, sun shining. Biggest AFL game Ballarat has ever seen. 2 premiership contenders looking to lock in their spots for the finals. The Giants will be there. Just depends on where they attack finals from. It could be second, it could be third, it could be fourth, which would see the first final against the Swans at the SCG. And for the Dogs, they simply need to win this one to be assured of finals. There's still 2 games to be played out in this season once this one is concluded. Carlton and St Kilda and Fremantle and Port Adelaide, they have a say in the makeup of the top 8, but the Dogs can lock themselves in. And the breeze is blowing to the right. Fantastic pre-game, guys, to hear from both Luke Beveridge and Adam Kingsley about how important the toss is going to be. So the 2 captains are out there, Toby Green and Marcus Montempelli. This is big. Took a while to get there, Toby.
I'll call me out. Give it a go, Melissa.
Breeze is blowing to the right, and it's worth a few.
Heads is a call, and heads is a...
And Toby Green has won the toss and, as expected, has skipped to the right with the breeze. You guys have just been out there. I left my wig home. It's blowing a gale out there at the moment. How is it going?
Well, it's worth 3 to 4 goals, I think, Jordan. It's a lot easier to defend your way to victory late than it is to try and attack your way to victory in the last term. So that's a huge toss to win for the Giants. They'll get the opportunity now to dictate how the back half of this game plays out.
You've still got to think through it. So there's the advantage of going with the breeze, and Western Bulldogs will probably be now sort of checking a few things off on how to attack going against it. But you still can't blaze away. You just don't want to see this Giants side understanding the strength in that breeze to not be methodical in which they move the ball. So big win early on, Dwayne.
Sort of top or two as well from fullback. So if you can run 15 and then launch it, you can almost get it over the centre circle.
Yeah, so that's sort of what I'm talking about. You still can't deny the fact that you've got 6 forwards up there that will be creating some opportunities as we see them run out. Jesse Hogan's had a fantastic year. Who's his matchup? We understand there's going to be a rotation of defenders through him.
I think you'll see centre bounce goals, particularly to the right of screen, obviously, with really minimal possession. You just need one handball, one clearance to just break one into space. The guys like Canelio, they'll be lining it up from 60, 65 out.
So it comes down to this, the final Sunday of the home and away season. Fantastic to have your company wherever you're watching. Mars Stadium in Ballarat is packed. We're underway. And early clearance, Liberatore Trelaw, the possession machine, to half forward, and nice grab taken by Perryman. And he launches straight away. A 65-metre bomb in the Hogan direction. Ball scoots to the back. Early chance for Kevin. Slammed into the deck by Jones, and that is a dangerous tackle that might have repercussions.
Yeah, that is not what you want early in the game for Jones.
Well, he's got to his feet, so for a defensive point of view,
yes,
the case against Liam, it's a massive tick. It's probably falls in the fine class pretty quickly if the player gets up.
So we'll see if the doctors call him off for a check as well, but at the moment he's just going to take his kick. And a huge start here. Aaron Cadman, opening opportunity, and he bends it through perfectly.
Well, that just shows you the power of this breeze. They've had 2 kicks. One kick from centre-half back that basically clears all comers, and it's a loose, bobbling ball inside forward 50. He takes possession, bang, slung into the ground. Did take the one arm, he hasn't got both arms pinned. It is a slinging motion. Does his head hit the ground?
I think your point in getting up, in Cadman getting up, certainly helps Liam Jones in that instance.
Cadman is staying long, so further good news for Liam Jones.
Gives you a bit of an indication on how the Giants want to move the ball, though.
Yeah.
The kick from Trelaw went to centre-half forward corridor. It has to go wide against the breeze.
Riggs knocks it down. Bottom-Pelly could be the man again. And you can see what the breeze is doing now. It almost blew it back over Bottom-Pelly's head. Oh, Hugo Hagen breaks free, floats it. It's a wide ball. Bouncing ball, big one to win. Whitfield wins it. Ward, the ex-dog. Liberatore. Waitman played for it. And got it.
Yeah. Yeah, as a non-controlling umpire, they had a really good look at it. I just love the pressure. I love Hugo Hagen grabbing the ball and bursting through the stoppage. That hack kick forward, still taking territory. It's not going to be pretty in the early part of this game.
Yeah, they were practicing keeping the ball low, not exposing it above the stands. As soon as it gets above the stand behind the goals there, it swings wildly to the right.
Come on, Cody, stand.
Interesting to see which option he takes here. Does he
punchy 4-iron?
Does he go the little stinger, or does he give it a ride on the breeze and work it back left to right?
He's holding it for drop punt. And we're right behind him. So as you can see those goalposts wobbling. Have a look at the wobble. It'll move to the right.
Lovely.
And it'll turn on it.
Yeah, kicked it beautifully, kept it below the grandstand, as you said, Kingy. But I just love this forward pressure, the ability to keep the ball live. We know the players in the league that can do this really well. Cody Waitman is one of them. Just a lazy tackle in the end by Lockie Whitfield.
It makes you question why you'd bother to tackle in the defensive 50, given the risks.
Yeah, well, we saw with Hawthorn yesterday their ability in Watson and Ginnivan and those players to draw free kicks, draw high free kicks. But on certain occasions, you probably are better off to stand off and wait for contact.
You're right about those low kicks. We talked about it with the Swans yesterday. The modern player, like a Braden Campbell, you need to grow up learning to kick in high-rise car parks. Just low and low hang time, as opposed to
open parks. Trelaw. And it'll be Trelaw galore, you'd think again, the number one possession winner in the comp this year. I've relied on him all season to be the magnet. O'Donnell wide and Himmelberg. I don't know how many contested marks he can take. We played on into trouble. Got around Darcy, poked it. Tom Green. Callahan goes long. And Green read it, but then dropped it. Jure. Bramble having a good year. Lob, likewise, Vandermeer. Nice collect.
But that kick's important, to hit that kick, because you've got so many numbers behind the ball, the Western Bulldogs. You need to be taking marks in your back half to allow the numbers to get ahead of the ball.
Dale, the equal goals record holder at this venue, 5. Heads out wide, nicely delivered to Williams. 5 the most anyone's ever kicked, including Toby Green, who kicked 5 here last year in the Giants win. So they have been here before and won here before. Darcy attacked it, got it to ground. Tom Green tackled, and it's on the full. It's a Dogs ball. Big crowd, and they're already in full voice.
Adam Kingsley coaching from upstairs in the box today and not on the boundary, as we're more accustomed to seeing him.
Yeah, good call, Sarah. Maybe gets a bit of vantage point there as Darcy launches with Taylor and knocks it through. We've seen the different iterations of Adam Kingsley. We've seen sideline stalker, the smiley calm Adam Kingsley, the stress ball Adam Kingsley. Big difference between finishing second or fourth, second and third, as it will be for the Giants, whether they win or lose this one. Kelly. Riggs. Tom Green. There's the move. Callahan. Just caught by the shorts. Had to get a handball out last second. Thomas attacks it. Kelly, a little knock on. Liberatore, as always, puts his heart and soul into it. Caleb Daniel of Williams delayed it. O'Donnell to half forward and found its way to English through fingertips. Cornelio. And O'Donnell stands his ground.
They're going to hold a man here, the Dogs, 30 from their defensive goal. They're not at the moment, and that they are exposed. As soon as that ball comes out of traffic, Hogan has the whole 50 to work with.
And he keeps it low, gets some distance. And good pick-off mark taken by Kieran Briggs. Danger, though. And the crowd's noise of affirmation. Trelaw. And that might be the chaos ball that works. To put Brown, who's laid in under some pressure. Bontempelli got it out somehow. Count it. Rolled it.
Good handball.
Waitman, pocket, maybe for his standard.
Wow, gave it a roll. You just thought it was going to bounce nicely for him, but once again, forward pressure. Just get the ball in there, make it as messy as you possibly can. I think you're right with that spare. The Dogs are tending to play their spare a little bit too high, I think, which is meaning Jesse's directly on his opponent.
Here is Jesse, and a sail on him. Lob read it better. Knocked it down. Darcy Jones. Heedling had it, lost it. Hogan caught by the ear. Daniel. Bramble. They're playing it well at the moment, the Dogs, against this breeze and Brown. So all 3 emergencies are in. That's Iden who took that one. Heads out wide. And the race on Himmelberg. All 3 emergencies are in and all 3 outs. Toby Bedford, Brent Daniels and Connor Stone were expected to play this morning. Long kick inside 50 off hands. Has it been paid?
Yeah.
It has.
See, that's the problem.
Jesse's got it.
Yeah, Jesse's got it all right. He's had it most of the year, to be fair. But his contested marking's a feature, and they're leaving those matchups one-on-one deep with the ball coming in quickly. There's not enough support there at the moment, given the breeze.
It was Taylor Duray, I think, on that occasion that was the spare. But really hard to judge as well if you're the spare defender, where the ball might drop. Jesse Hogan didn't find it too hard.
So your Coleman medal winner for this season, Jesse Hogan, was 67 to his name, make it 68, and they needed that. Settle them down.
He was a little bit inaccurate last week, Dwayne. Jesse, 6 goals, 4. He's had a terrific season in totality, but you can just see here, Kingy.
Yeah, it's one-on-one pretty much, isn't it?
Taylor Duray's the one to the left, but he just couldn't commit because of the flight of the ball. He had an opponent himself. That's why the quick transition of ball movement further up the field. It looks like the Giants are trying to handball a little bit more to, one, draw that spare defender up if it's there, but two, create some indecision inside forward 50.
Space in the middle. English and Keith to do the ruck work. There is
3 zip out of the centre bounce, the Dogs.
And slam down. Kicked off the deck by Green. There's O'Halloran, one of those ins. Haynes, O'Halloran and Brown, as I mentioned, all not expected to play this morning, all playing now. Peatling.
Kelly's working hard here. He can kick this from anywhere around or outside the arc.
Whitfield floats it to the pocket and well cut off by Dale, and he won himself a free. Cadman was a little untidy.
It was a poor kick in the end. Really difficult set shot if you're even going to mark it there in Cadman. You'd rather see that ball go central or just a 40-metre kick to the top of the goal square.
Richards. I'll take some time off the clock as well. Here they can, taking their time against the breeze. Taylor from behind. From the front. Norton gave it off. Peatling, Whitfield, he goes back to go forward. Got the experience as well, so they've brought in some experience at least with Haynes. Even though had to make the changes, at least they've got some high knowledge out there. 8th game of the season for Nick Haynes. There's Kelly, and he does launch it. Gets it long. Hogan, flick over the back. English. Dale. English. And well measured out wide to Fraser.
That's a great kick. You can see the two different styles of play. The Giants trying to go really quick off turnover, and the Dogs, it's a great step, just more kick mark sort of game.
Harvey Thomas out of his shoes there. And that's a good grab as well on the outer side. So what do they want to do here, the Dogs? Maintain possession rather than kick it long?
I'd like to see a little bit more handball included, especially run from behind.
Norton and Darcy attacked it late. There's the experience of Haynes again. Buckley switches on. Kelly's turned his back and it's coming in his direction. Had to turn around and go and get it. Well, in the end, O'Halloran did go and get it. And he thumps long. Is there a free to O'Donnell? Green's been allowed to play on here or not? 50-minute penalty. So Green thought it was a Giants free, which made me think it was a Giants free, but no, it was an O'Donnell free.
And I think if you're the Giants, that they're being seduced by the breeze a fraction.
Yeah.
And there are some intermediate targets to hit, 80, 90 from goal rather than just blasting it in. Just haven't quite got the balance right yet to cash in.
Game 25. But James O'Donnell goes long in the Norton direction. A couple of sets of fists went at him. Fraser. Taylor spills it. Danger. And now he's in the back of Waitman a little. Norton played for it, didn't get it. Loop over the top by Ward is good. Perryman. Up to Tom Green, who started all this movement in defence.
Pressure's good. Pressure's good, Dwayne. The Dogs, they're up for the fight, aren't they? Hunting after them.
So Adam Falor in a spot of bother here. Keep an eye on that.
Holding, Bulldogs.
Bulldogs free for a hold. And Bontempelli's ball may be beyond his range. Although he's going to wind up the Bont. And he spears it low. And speared it straight to Taylor. Hogan comes up. The ball bends away from him. Fraser can't mark it. Hits the deck.
Yeah, those low darts inside forward 50 don't really give the forwards time to readjust.
Two ruckman tie up again. Bontempelli attacks it. Little shovel on. Didn't quite work for Gallagher. He was in the right spot. Didn't sit for it. Bumps on kick was good. Allowed Kelly a free passage. 2-on-2. Hogan wanted it. And Jones kills it with a fist.
That's all you need to do if you're Jesse. Soak up the spare defender, forward of the ball. Take the 50 or 60 metres that was on offer.
Trying to free up Bailey Dale now behind the ball, the Dogs.
I still think they need more run out of their back half. For me, they're kicking too much. Too much long contest to contest. They still use their run and handball, the Dogs.
Well, a hand got away. Tumbles it. And chaos ball for Hogan. Not alive. Ball in. Whether the Dogs or Giants do or don't win the flag this year could be traced back to today. Today's the day. It all comes down to this. Dogs need to win to be assured of playing in the finals. They could lose and still play finals. And there's a bit on the end of it for the Giants, obviously, as well, in terms of ladder position. Cornelio spins into a jam rather than out of one. And the umpire's giving Cabman an eternity he'll ball up.
Just see here the work off the ball. So away from the goal side. Callahan on Bontempelli.
Yeah, they're darting everywhere. Jones trying to get as much shoe on it as possible. Iden. Did he have it? Pass this play on, boys. Norton thought over his head to Taylor. Iden.
I like these kicks. Just be a little bit more patient. Try and draw some Dogs plays out of your defensive 50.
Hogan attacks that. Jones with him. Knocked down. McNeil caught. Cabman working hard again, waiting for it to come to the outside. Toby Green.
I still think they're bypassing too many numbers, Kingy. They're getting seduced by that long kick. That long kick to...
All about to be flung in the air. We'll head down for an update with Sarah Jones shortly, but keep an eye on this. Norton, Buckley, both went hard. Waiton went and got it. Floats it towards the wing. Giants have the extra behind the ball as Taylor. Little 1-2. Hilberg. Perryman. Flyers go up. No one can mark it. Cornelio lays the tackle. Stayed in the area. Hogan. Kelly. He's caught. Crowd's found voice again. O'Donnell dumps it out. It's a roller. Taylor should get there. Norton cuts him down. Buckley. Vandermeer cuts him down. Norton's got it. Open space ahead. What's Jamara going to do? Sends it goal and it's long. Williams is down there. Haynes. He's put it to grass. Danger. Williams. Haynes. Boundary line. Haynes. All the poise in the world. Callahan. Locked it out. Ball in. Sarah Jones.
Adam Treloar back onto the ground. We believe that there's a concern with his calf. He's got it heavily strapped, but he's out there and back in the middle now.
Thanks, Sarah. Everybody takes a breath after that scramble. English gets to the front. Few thought he wouldn't play, but he has taken his spot in the team. Williams couldn't find a handball target. Cornelio gets it to Darcy Jones. Caught. Bramble. Liberatore flings it wide. Any way you can. Caleb Daniel to English. Over his head. Taylor does the mop-up job again. Floats it out wide. And the ball sees the boundary line after Harvey Thomas couldn't do something with it. And the bright sunshine, the two coaches. Luke Beveridge, 10th season as coach, premiership coach back in 2016.
Look at the pressure numbers of the Dogs. That's what's saving them at the moment. There is some luxuries being offered in terms of one-on-one forward of the ball for the Giants, but they can't get through.
Off to the front. Just funneled out. Scrambled away. Caleb Daniel gets it towards attacking 50. Huge collision.
Wow.
Players down left, right and centre. Flicked on in the meantime. Play continues. No high. Flown in the Udelhagen direction. Peedling gets a free kick. And everyone's up and about.
Yeah, he's up. Connor Iden, I thought he might have come off a little bit worse for wear, but he's bounced back up. I think both coaches would be frustrated, to be honest, by the way that they've really handled the conditions.
Big crumb to win. Jones goes in low, Darcy Jones. There's a few of them out there, the Joneses. We've got Darcy Jones out there. We've got Liam Jones out there. We've got Arthur Jones, who's the sub, by the way, for the Dogs. And great to have Sarah Jones on the boundary for us. Ball knocked out towards Briggs. From the scramble. Duray. High. And Taylor outreads the lob on again.
They've got to stop kicking from stoppages or messy play like that. If they're going to kick, it needs to be a 10-metre kick just to clear congestion so they can run onto it, be involved in the contest. Those long kicks are not working at the moment for the Dogs.
Buckley wide. It's a good grab up against the boundary by Harvey Thomas.
But what they are doing, Geordie, is making them go full length of the ground again. And they're saving their back line at the moment. They'd be thrilled to have only conceded 2 goals at this point, given the breeze.
There's Treloar. Caleb Daniel. Bramble. Iden goes and gets. Tom Green slips the tackle. Whitfield wants the corridor. Needs to be good. Wasn't quite good enough. Peatling couldn't make something of it. Frazier has got it. And they've got him, ball up. Could the Dogs take this to be less than a goal down? 5 minutes to go in the quarter where the Giants have had the breeze.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we spoke about it pre-game that it's a 3 to 4 goal advantage to the right of screen.
Frazier, Richards, he plants his foot into that. Go and get that. It rolls its way across the face. Iden doesn't even want to concede behind. Buckley fronts it back out. Peatling his target. Used his body legally. Here's Frazier again. Had plenty of it. Richards. It's a pretty good spot with that kick. Great mark, English. Exactly what they want him to do. Stand in the hole and grab a couple of those.
The importance of marking this ball inside 50, the game stops, you get a 30-second time period to take off the clock while you're kicking into the breeze, and you don't expose your backman to any more ball. Right now they're rolling the dice and going one-on-one, they're holding up. This is huge. If they can lead at quarter time, it's massive for the Dogs.
Yini struts directly out. It's worked on that breeze to on the full. That's that breeze to the right we were talking about. Sarah Jones.
The Bulldogs have made a sub early in this game. Vandermeer is out with hamstring tightness. Arthur Jones is on.
All right, thank you, Sarah.
Important for them in the pressure game, Vandermeer.
So they run it. It's that 60-metre kick on the breeze as well. Sails to the back. Halloran goes and gets it. Bramble got him. Toby Green tried to mesmerise him. Ducked away from McRae. Briggs. Half court. Got it up. Jones shrugs. Went into a gang tackle. Dawn.
I think once again a poor kick out of half-back. Just bypassing all the numbers. The numbers don't have time to catch up and partake in the next piece of play.
But they are hunting the Dogs. This is as good as I've seen their pressure for a long, long time. Well over 200, 216 at the moment. The AFL average about 180. This is awesome.
And the Giants are on the best win streak in the AFL. They've won 7 in a row coming into this. So they're the hottest team in the comp. Dale. A talk. Darcy can't quite corral it. And he's having a pretty good year as well. Well, that's an understatement. Sam Darcy, he could be the next big thing. Standing tall up there for them like the Statue of Liberty in recent times, coming off a spectacular 7 goals won last week. Big 3 minutes 19 coming up to quarter time here. Double-handed pat down to Waitman by English. Handball back in the richest direction, back to Waitman. Liberatore, front one, he got it high, Liber. And he'll have a shot. And he'll have the craft, you would think, to keep it low as well.
It's probably a 50-metre kick from where he sits or where he lines up.
And he's all tattooed up. You wouldn't believe he's a writer of poetry in his spare time, would you?
No.
He does.
Totally there. But don't be afraid if he passes his too, Dwayne. So you've got to remain on if you're a Giants defender.
Opens it up. And the breeze plays with that and sits it up for it to be markable, and this breeze is remarkable. It's an amazing breeze that the Dogs will have and might strengthen as the game gets older. That's the other issue with it. So the Dogs will have it in the last quarter as well when the Storms are expected to be strong. Lloyd was tunnelled there. Dale plays on. Back to Trelaw. He wobbles one inside 50, cut off by Whitfield. Kelly. Dances past Jamara. Callahan's been good. Had a good season as well. Haynes. So 2-on-2 ahead of the ball. Hogan, one of them. Jones beat him to it.
It's a big win. Better ball movement though, just using the numbers, used Haynes. Could have kept running with the ball. I think you're right, King. I think this is a really good position that the Dogs are in. They can just take the next minute 50 off the clock. They give the Giants too many opportunities. Going a quarter time in a really strong position.
Dale takes his time and then sends it wide. Buckley attacked it hard. No arm chop. Kelly the crumb. Hit the pause button. Sends it inside 50. Lob attacks it. Kept it in front. The ex-Giant. Curay. Trelaw. Richards. McRae under the hammer. Got it back. Liberatore. Ed Fed. Got it back from him. Bramble. Daniel. Curay. Couldn't take the slips catch. Trouble. Toby Green gets it. And he played for the trip. Too clever.
Just got to settle himself. His options inside the forward 50, but go back. Take the responsibility.
Flings some grass in the air.
English has got to get to the goal line here. He's ambling about 35 metres from goal. He's got to get on the line in a hurry.
Settles himself. Knows how important this is. Finish this quarter with the breeze strongly. He lets it sail. It's going. Only a behind. Dale.
All he needs to do is just step outside the square and
let the seconds tick down.
wait for them to come to him.
So no one's coming to him, so the seconds are rolling here, and he just delays. And that was clever. Wide ball, big pack. Massive crowd in the outer here with the sun salute. Shooting their eyes from the sun.
Kieran, Tom, Tim, back in this way, guys.
Biggest game Ballarat has ever seen. Their beloved Dogs in town, and they'll have the breeze in the second quarter. Kelly to the pocket to Cadman. Fantastic hands. And he will have the last say of the term, unless he plays on now as the clock is ticking down. They're telling him, don't.
An almighty kick if he kicks it from there, Dwayne. He's over his left shoulder.
It'll be a great season, though. He gets that to move magnificently. The perfect finish for the Giants, who are looking for the Giant upset here in Ballarat. But the best current win streak in the AFL, 7 wins in a row, and they finish the quarter strong. 3-1-19 for the Dogs. 1-2-8.
And welcome in, everybody. Welcome into the live coverage of the football today between the Western Bulldogs and the Giants. But come over and say good day to El's Adventure Vlogs for coming in. Of course, Angela Gillich came in. I'm an Aussie. Good stuff. Oi, oi, oi. Adrian Sports and Karaoke Channel. Yo, Addy G. What's happening over there, young fella? Of course, the Sniper. Sniper, how you going, bro? What's going on? And Chris, thanks for coming in. I tell you what, she's pretty windy up here today at Ballarat. It's, the players I thought were handling it pretty well, the wind, especially on the low ball. But when they have shots of goal, they've got to put the ball like 15 metres in or outside the the goalpost for the win to bring it back. And that kicked a miraculous goal there on the siren there for the Giants. Jacob, the four-wheel drive man. You love the doggies. How you going, Squire? I tell you what, they reckon there was probably a 2 to 3 goal breeze at least in that opening quarter to the Giants. So I think the Dogs will be very happy where they sit. Only 11 points behind. The Giants kicking 3 goals, 1 to the Doggies, 1 goal, 2. It's a pretty strong win the Dogs had in their face in that first quarter. So they'll actually get the breeze in the second quarter and the fourth quarter, which could be important for them. I expect the Doggies to score a little bit more easy. It's a hard tussle. It's a bit of an arm wrestle this first opening quarter. Both teams trying to test themselves out. It's a pretty fast-paced game, ball going up and down the ground, with little real opportunities to snag a goal. As I said, that last goal for the Giants came from the boundary. He kicked it left foot. It was a pretty miraculous goal in the conditions. But there we go. Let's just have a little bit of a look at the player stats. Let's see who's leading the way on this difficult, windy day up there at Ballarat. Lockie Whitfield started off a cracker with 13 touches. He's going right, isn't he? 13 kicks, 3 handballs, 4 marks, a tackle. Tom Green, as usual, going well. 10 disposals. Bailey Dale, best for the Dogs there with 9. Cody Waitman was 7. Trelaw was 7. He was off the ground, got a little bit of attention, but back on the ground now. Good to see that back on the ground. Let's keep going down. Josh Kelly there was 6. Himmelberg was 6. Caleb Daniel, the little scout there, with 6 for the Doggies. Let's keep going down. Callum Ward with 4. Jesse Hogan with 4. One kick, 3 handballs for 1 goal. So if he can get shot on goal, he kicks them pretty straight. Go Giants! I think that's what Addy says. That's it. I tell you what, it'd be nice, I know, for the Dogs or the Giants to win, but just to make it interesting, it'd be interesting to see if the Giants win or St Kilda win, and then we can see what Freo does in the last game of the round to see whether they can make it. Tim English. 3 disposals there, the big man, just the 5 hit-outs. Ugelhagen, just a couple. Marcus Bontempelli, a very quiet quarter from him. Just the 3 touches, the champ there, the 3 kicks. 3 clearances. That is all. Looking for a little bit better. Toby Green, well, I'll tell you what, Toby's got to get up and running. Just the 2 disposals. 1 handball, 1 kick, and 1 behind. So he's got to get in the action a little bit more. But I think this game's going to turn into an absolute ripper once they settle down a little bit and get used to the windy, breezy conditions there. Just the leading goal scorer on the ground, Aaron Cadman. He's the only multiple goal scorer there with 2 goals. Cody Waitman, Jesse Hogan, both with 1. And of course, Aaron Cadman, the first goal scorer of the match. There we go. We're about a minute before the bounce of the ball of the second quarter. I'm going to let you head back down to the commentators and they'll take us in to the second quarter.
It's tall forwards that really loom large.
Yeah, they do, and they're getting the matchups they desire, one-on-one forward of the ball. They just didn't get the high-level opportunities. Jordan, you were talking about them blasting the ball in, but I thought it was a game laid out perfect for the Dogs Smalls to go to work with their pressure. And if they didn't get their pressure right, this is what it enabled the Giants forward of the ball to do. You can see there Hogan on Lobb, Hogan on Jones. They've been wrapping around, changing and chopping all quarter. Opportunity to mark the ball there. It's ended up looking packish, but still one-on-one. This is what the Dogs have done really well. So when they've burst the Giants into space and looked to go forward to those gaps we're talking about, their pressure's been enormous. Nearly 200 for the quarter. That's off the charts for the Doggies. And that's the single reason why they're still in this game. They took 13 marks, and it was a low stoppage game for the quarter. So they did really well without the ball.
Yeah, you're right. I think it's those quarters you're relying on the forwards to create really good contests. In a funny sort of way. Yeah, the Dogs now their run and carry comes in because the breeze is going against them. A little different change in ball movement.
So the Giants, having had at least a 2-goal breeze, lead by essentially 2 goals. Liberatore got it from Bontempelli, heads out wide. And it bends back in the Norton direction. Couldn't take it. Still goes again. Caleb Daniel slung. Richards, has he got enough on that? It's wide, it'll bounce. You said he got enough on it, and it just bounced to the wrong side. Wow.
He got a shocking bounce, Dwayne. He's been good at Ed Richards, been really clean, driven his legs when he's need to, used the ball really well.
Top 15 in the competition the last 6 weeks for score involvement, Ed Richards.
Himmelberg. English, Keith. And a mark we paid to English, had enough of it. He sits it up on that breeze. Darcy edged out of it a little.
Yeah.
Darcy edged out of it a lot.
Yeah, Taylor just got blocked off the ball and just couldn't bridge that gap with him and Darcy. Ended up having to hold him in the end.
So it's Darcy we got to get, the sharpshooter from last week. Or the 0-5 from the week before against the Adelaide Crows. Pick 2 in 2021, third season. Might have won the Rising Star this year if he hadn't been suspended. Third generation dog in game 26. And he loves it. And they love him.
You just see how far the ball moved. It was a good kick by English. He just pulled it a little bit, so the forwards did a really good job of creating that little pocket of space. Cody Waitman was the block off the ball to Taylor. You can just see there, he just couldn't get into a good position to be strong enough to jump and spoil, so he panicked.
That's his range, Geordie. In 0 to 30, he kicks at about 65%. Outside of 30, it drops to about 43.
Doesn't overkick it, does he? Just a nice let the breeze do the work and bringing it back in.
And that tells the story, that ladder there. Dogs, they win, they're in. The Giants depends on Port Adelaide later today, who still have to play as to whether they end up in second spot, third spot, or if they get smashed in this, it could be fourth spot. Bontempelli got held. English. Bramble. Give it some room to move. Almost within range. He lets it go. He is within range. The Bramble scramble are behind only. So they've wasted a couple. They're having plenty of the ball early in this second term of the breeze. Whitfield heads out wide. Himmelberg got there. Good contest by Gallagher.
Big job for Finn Callahan today. He's running everywhere with Marcus Bontempelli. He's done a really good job to date. Just gave away the free kick at that last centre bounce. Bonts only had the 5 disposals. Good start.
And he might need 3 Brownlow votes out of this as well. Come Brownlow night to grab himself the award that would be well deserved. Richards found his way through the traffic. Darcy edged out of it. Taylor with him, and Himmelberg sees it roll to the back. Marcus Bontempelli, second in the Brownlow by 2 votes last year. Second in the Brownlow by 3 votes in 2021. And have a look at the great man. If Michelangelo was asked to carve a footballer from granite, I reckon he'd carve the bomb. Big athletic Adonis that he is. Trelaw up against the boundary. And it's going to be a ball in.
You need a bit more granite these days than you needed back in his.
That's true.
They're big boys.
They are big boys, and they're getting bigger. Back into play. Darcy beaten for it by Briggs with the experience, but he's put it straight into the lap of Dale, and this is kickable by his standards.
Well within range. We saw Toby Green before.
Overkick this. The breeze will do the work. He's got to get it online.
Again, equal goals record holder here. Toby Green, Taylor Walker, Joel Jeffrey and Charlie Dixon, all with 5 here. Oh, gee, that was good. That is exceptional.
He just hit that flush.
Umpire did not move.
Didn't try and overkick it. It's such a tough one to defend. You can see the coach not happy in the box there. I think the kick probably too central in terms of where it finished up. to that, pulling it back into the corridor. That's got to go wide. The Giants are set up on the outside of their opponent, expecting the ball to be boundary side, and that's just as flush as you like. Just a little lob wedge from 65.
Certainly getting the territory. I think they're around the stoppage and clearance stuff is an issue for the Giants at the moment. We've spoken about the tackle pressure. 5-1 out of the centre bounce, the Dogs.
And that's that percentage issue we're talking about for the Giants. So there's a bit in this, and Port Adelaide obviously still to play later on this Super Sunday. Great to have your company wherever you're watching. Where else in the world would you rather be than the best seat in the house watching it come down to this? Fiedling spins it around, goes wide to Ward on the back pedal. Got it. There's a little think about it. 60 games for the Dogs. Another games record holder for the Giants. Sends it to half forward. And English playing his role. He drops it this time. O'Donnell. That looks a little too wide for most. But it's touched the ball in. Caleb Daniel, another one of those who's fought to be back into this team. 15th game of the season. Old Dog asked for a few new tricks by his coach, and he's come up with them. Selection, if they get there for the finals for the Dogs, is going to be a big issue for a couple as well, trying to play their way into the best 23 for week one. Toby Green, Tom Green, all out there trying to fight the fight for the Giants. Behind the ball now. Waitman. Richards. Too quick for his own shoes. Treloar, put a step on him. Heads long, can he get it there? Oh, he's just touched. Outstretched hand of Toby McMullen.
Got away with one there. Finn Callahan, he dropped off Bontempelli. He was all alone, 30 from goal. Not happy with Treloar taking the shot.
Good part of this game, the Dogs were attacking the open side when going against the wind. Giants maybe thinking this side's a little bit better to attack with.
Whitfield in the Keith direction. Dale got up. Tackle late on.
Yeah, got to get their handball game going. We said this in the first quarter with the Dogs. You just can't expect to kick your way against this breeze.
Flung in the air, Briggs, English, Bontempelli, crunched. Richards caught, got a handball to himself, didn't get away with it, ball. Tom Green slips. Now it's trouble. To go back and try and mop that mess up. Toby McMullen part of the mess. Richards gets it, sends it long. Norton got there late. Free kick, Taylor's ball. Hands it to Buckley. And here we go by handball chain. Iden hands it back. Buckley. Lob. Dale. Lob to Duray. Little dance step was nice. Norton sits under it and floats on him. He'll get a ball in. It's still a tough one to judge. So the Giants decided to go back with Toby Green at full forward, but it's not coming that far.
So it hasn't been inside 50 this quarter for the Giants.
So what do you do with your best player? Do you get him where the ball is?
Oh, I think so. I think that's been a little bit of the issue in recent weeks. Just get him up, give him another position, get him involved.
Bontempelli to Richards. Carves his way through the lot of them.
That's why he's considered the best player in the competition by some, and if he's not the best, he's in the top 2 or 3. Marcus Bontempelli here just releases at the right time. Look at that stretch. One take, absolutely as clean as you like, under enormous pressure. Traffic everywhere. Thinks his way through it and puts Ed Richards into space. That's a sheer delight inside 50. What a setup. Marcus Bontempelli, what a player.
He doesn't need many opportunities, does he? And in couple with it, I think Ed Richards has been huge. For the first quarter and a half, good finish, had multiple options. He's had 6 disposals this quarter. Nice to get that handball release from one of the greats.
He's had 6 touches, Marcus Bontempelli, and 4 of those have become scores.
Yeah, that's the thing with Ed Richards as well. He had 22 possessions last week. He can do more with 22 than most can do with 32. Duray hands it up, little fumble. They get a moment. Here the Giants cabman to make something of it. They've got it inside 50 finally. Fraser bounced off them like a rubber ball. Smoking Joel Fraser breaks through them. Daniel Jones. Sub on, he takes a ripper. First game of the year.
Well, they've got to spare forward the ball, the Dogs, if they can get going.
14th game of his career. Keep trying to pop back into the lineup for Jones. Jamara gives it some air, hangs it out. Taylor puts it down. Trouble. Williams. I can smell blood here, the Dogs.
They're getting through too easy at the moment. Not inside 50s for 7-7 scores.
I love the kick from Jamara. There's just no real signs to it, but put it in the absolute hot spot where they have to defend from everywhere. This is a great mark. Good win one-on-one. Arthur Jones on the wing. And then just a little chip to Jamara, who put it absolutely perfect to cause chaos for the back six. They all have to defeat their opponents, but they all fly. Easy as you like.
You're right, even if that ball gets spoiled, it's not going over the goal line or it's not going over the boundary, so it's still live. You make the defenders come from all different directions, cause confusion.
Game 150 for Bailey Williams.
They're getting smacked around the ball at the moment, the Giants.
4 goals in a row to start this term. If you've just joined us in here, goes to Bott. Heads long. Floated a little as you'd expect, but he could have gone for goal there.
He's just starting to flex onto belly.
Mr. September, he could be 5-time best and fairest, 5-time All-Australian, about to be 6. Coming off a 29 possession game last week. He's in good form. Darcy, speaking of form, the next big thing, slams it home.
Well, they couldn't wait to go that way, Kingy. 5 goals for the quarter already, and still 13 minutes to go. But it's all been done around the ball. Been smashed out of the centre. How good's this? Nice craft. Get rid of your direct opponent, still maintain your feet.
How do you stop that? How do you stop that, Jordan? I mean, Briggs is a big boy.
Had some injury issues early in his career as well that knocked him around. That's why this is his 3rd season for just game number 27. Had the cracked jaw, had a hole in his lung, caught quad. And the Dogs are flying. The Giants need an answer in a hurry. Tom Green, bouncing ball. Hogan's there, Jones is there. Bramble went and got it. Left door's closed on him, but we need to find a hero in a hurry here, the Giants.
But even that then, how quick they got back to defend, the Dogs. There's a certain level of urgency that they've shown.
Peeling caught. Tom Green shrugs. Fed it wide. Cornelio on the back pedal. Kelly. Cabin might get to go at it. Big fists come. Off the downset to McNeil. Bontempelli continues to flex. Not sure about that kick though. Straight to James Peeling.
Right idea.
Yeah.
Just wrong direction.
End zone.
Hogan under it a little. Big flies go up. Huge crumb. Here we go. Gee, that was a moment. Toby Green normally nails those.
They'll try and lock this ball in the forward half now. The Giants have worked hard to get it in here. Make it difficult for the Dogs to exit.
Well, he went for the top. Has a license to, obviously. Hopefully he's got a license to go one more. Not anymore. Okay. Someone else gets the license now. Gallagher couldn't get away with it. Jones can't get away with it. Cornelio can't get away with it.
Great pressure.
It didn't hurt them, so I think you keep your license.
You reckon?
Yeah. Yeah. I love the ploy with this breeze. Just get it to the centre circle and work it out from there.
My ball.
He didn't hit it at all, and it still went outside 50.
Thank you, Jack.
Bond happy to wear the bruises to make sure his team makes the 8. And here he is on cue. Could have taken possession, didn't. Caleb Daniel likewise with the knock on. Gets it towards the wing, and Iden dragged down by Waitman. Daniel, Bond, almost a clean miss. Almost a trip is a trip. Himmelberg to take it. Another option to send forward if they need to is Himmelberg. Short pass to Cadman. Now the breeze is going across a little.
Yeah, still needs to think his way through it. Darcy
Move it on. Play on.
is going down there, top of the goal square.
And there's that breeze playing with it late. Fraser got it away. Haynes waits for it. Hits a pretty good spot with the kick. And Tom Green stands his ground. Huge.
He's starting to get involved, Tom Green. A couple of really crucial clearances. Looks like he's standing up in the tackle, trying to get that territory back that's been really in the Western Bulldogs half for a long period of time.
This looks like an easy kick.
Oh, no.
This is extremely difficult. One, to get the distance. That breeze to the right of screen, as we said, worth 3 or 4, but
Has to keep it low.
Yeah, has to go low here.
Coming off a 40 possession game last week, a career that is really growing, and he has made that a work of art. Sarah Jones.
We saw Marcus Bontempelli cop a bit of a hit before from Green in that incident. He's come to the bench. The doctors have been looking at some vision, so they're just chatting to him now, and we'll wait and see whether a head injury assessment follows.
Yeah, Green's head. Big head clash there. The back of Green's head as he's slinging. There's a big story there.
Well, the good news story is there's a week off between this and the first week of the finals if they get there. The bad news story is let's hope there's not a problem there, fracture. Well, let's hope there's no problem there for coming back on as well, because they might need him to win this game and just get there, let alone Brownlow votes. Long kick inside 50, off hands. Great cut from Kelly, has put it through. Back-to-back goals.
Yeah, it just shows how the importance of that centre bounce. They've been down in that area. They've been off the back foot for a long time. Just the movement. Bailey Dale's the one that just gives him a little bit of space over the back. Stays front and centre, and then just nice and clean. Oh, he's an opportunist. Wow.
That's great play. I mean, the Dogs didn't do a lot wrong there.
It's a little tap from Jesse.
The blink of an eye, they're back in it. Marcus Bontempelli still a concern.
He did give the thumbs up. He did see himself on the big screen at the ground, Dwayne, and gave the thumbs up.
The club tells me he's fine.
Right. There you go. They wouldn't lie to Sarah.
Toby Green lays the tackle. The hush falling around Mars Stadium in Ballarat. Riggs takes it out of the air, feeds it on. Dale, Caleb Daniel. Back to Dale. Through Jones's hands though. Rolls to the back. Plenty of players around it. Comes to the outside. McMullen caught immediately. Wobbly kick that rolls its way in the Iden direction. Kept it in front. Whitfield kept it alive. O'Halloran shrugged it high. Now he's wrapped by Trelaw.
It's a really good matchup, Waitman and Iden. He's kept in possession this quarter. Iden doing a great job. It's just getting caught in behind Waitman. He's got to come at the ball first.
Riggs. Tom Green. Give it some time. Dale with the outside of the boot. Haynes stood under it. Buckley was there, couldn't trap it.
Couldn't do it again.
again, Darcy.
But I was just going to say, he gets another opportunity. Doesn't look like he's going to the ruck. Tim English is the one coming down.
Gallagher trying to stop Cornelio from getting near it. Pushes and shoves off the ball. Lots of little one-on-ones. English knocks it down central. Kelly gets it away. And Hogan, front spot, position 8.
Push out here, please.
This is where they're missing Brent Daniels. Just his smarts, his creativity, his run.
McMullen.
Move it on. Play on. Good.
Who's got to go? Briggs does go, and too much strength for O'Donnell.
Well, Jones just let him go. Jones probably prioritises inside the forward 50.
Toby Green.
Jesse Hogan in the pocket.
Opens up at the top. Cadman from 4 deep got there. Crashed it down. Haynes tried to get through them. Couldn't. Williams cut it off. Jones threads it out. The galloping Gallagher. McRae. Darcy blasts it forward. So Bonapelli's back on, playing out a full forward. Hunts down Iden. Got it to Ward. Back towards Iden. So good news there with the bot back.
Yeah, big opportunity missed there by Darcy. That Trawl screaming past.
Western Bulldogs rock. Keep coming in.
Riggs and English tie up to the point that neither of them got a touch on it. Kelly corrals it, got it, tried to trickle it out. Jones pounces, couldn't pick it up and go. Dale, Bramble, little fake handball. Jamara, he's given that some air. He's put it into the crowd at the back. Had a crack at it at least. Hasn't had a big say just yet, Jamara. Same amount of shots at goal this year as Jesse Hogan, who's going to win the Coleman, but 24 less goals. 43 to 67 coming in. Jamara with 43, Jesse with 67. Jones, Jamara, sends it out of play.
Trucks, Tim, Liver, let him go. Marcus,
Home finals on the agenda for both these teams. The Dogs will look around at what's on offer here.
Still the pressure from the Dogs is enormous. Up over 200. And to be fair, the Giants have been pretty strong too with their pressure game around that similar mark.
Both these teams could be fortunate with the home final situation as well. The Giants might not have to travel with the SCG and the Swans in. And the Dogs, of course, if they play a Geelong, for example, it would be at the G. That's been noted by the AFL at least. Toby Green, a rolling tackle. Dale rolls it. Jamara got up. Buckley, a little knockout. Gallagher. And they play on quickly. Callahan didn't really know where he wanted to go. Kelly, a good option, but they shut him down. Got the kick away just in time. Giray front spot. Whitfield off and running. Open field ahead. Handballs poor to Darcy Jones. Wants to go back and get it. Plays a good tackle. The rat in the hat. Couldn't quite come up with the blow. Darcy Jones. Still alive for the Dogs now. Spear pass to Gallagher.
It's a really good kick, and maybe, I think he meant it, but too often they've been just bypassing those numbers. We've spoken about the way that the Giants were transitioning the ball. The Giants on that occasion had 2 spare defenders deep. Clever kick.
This mark here is the same as a mark 30 from goal, with the breeze doing what it's doing.
Hands free!
8 goals, 10 to his name. It's a bullet. It's wide. 8-11 now for Harvey Gallagher in game 19. Second season on the list there. Picked 39 from 2022. He's had some issues last year, hamstring and glandular fever and a finger injury, but Putting together a pretty good year now. Wide to the wing. Hogan got up. Didn't hold it. Cornelio. Wobbler. It bounces its way towards the line.
It's difficult to get any sort of territory, isn't it, when you're going against the breeze? That's why these stoppages are really important.
Second season as coach for Adam Kingsley. Fourth last year. An Adelaide Premiership player in his own right. As you saw Luke Beveridge, 10th season as coach. They won it from 7th in 2016 under his reign. Good tackle by the Bomb. Good tackle by Gallagher. Second one.
It's relentless, aren't they, Dwayne?
Yeah, it's fantastic to watch. It's Harvey Danger every time Harvey Gallagher goes near it. He is a fun watch. Puts it up. Through a few sets of hands. Ward mops it. Gets it back for the 1-2 with McMullen. Cabman down low. That's a win taking it out. Did well there.
Norton's down behind play. Big collision before, but you're right, this is a win. Just to get it outside the forward 50, allow yourself to reset. Caleb Daniel just sitting off the stoppage.
English tried the big swipe. Secondary knock was good to Jamara. Took his time.
He saw Aaron Norton in the background there, top of the goal square. You see him limping. It's like a left leg issue.
Yeah, and if you join us late, they've already jumped with their sub. The Dogs. High, goal square, big pluck, Himmelberg.
Sam Roy.
It's where the location of that high ball coming from the Dogs is. It's forced them to be A1 behind the ball, the Giants.
Briggs got there, couldn't mark it. Treloar, McRae, O'Donnell, again they hit a good spot. And Norton, he's okay.
Yeah, that's the key. They're probing that spot. Every time they go in, they're forcing the Giants to get their defensive game spot on. If you fail or if you break or if you nod off for a moment like what's happening. But Norton hasn't moved. He is impacted, there's no doubt about that. But the fact he didn't move worked out pretty well.
Settle things down. Dogs with the breeze. Thing of beauty when he strikes it well.
Well, it's the right kick. The Giants are playing a spare behind the ball. Quite often that spare is a lot deeper. Great piece of vision when you get the chance to come back in and you put it to a really dangerous spot. Just pull the kick. You can see there all the defenders. And Callum Ward was probably the one that I'm talking about, the spare defender behind the ball, covering the goal line, dropping into that really dangerous space. It is funny, sometimes you don't need to move and you're in the right position.
So Adam Kingsley didn't last long in the coach's box.
No, he's moved down here and he had a message for his runner who ran straight out to Josh Kelly and Callan Ward, senior players in this Giants team, and I'm sure it's telling them to lift. They need to go.
Yeah, spot on, Sarah. Tom Green long. Frazier got there with a fist, didn't overcommit either by jumping into backs. And now he hammers it towards the wing, and that should be insufficient intent. Kicks off the deck, very rarely get cut any slack, and Williams slow to get to his feet.
It's a big 3 minutes and 40 seconds in this quarter. They've kicked 6 goals for already, the Dogs. So the Giants, they've got to hang on here. You can see why the coach is getting irate on the sidelines.
Yeah, the tension in the air, you felt it when you arrived here. Emotion, anxiety, it's all here. Final Sunday of the AFL season. And it comes down to this. 3 big games back to back to back. Starting with this one here at Mars Stadium. The biggest game Ballarat has ever seen. Whitfield. Crowd thought that wasn't the required 14. Toby. He gets a ball or two just for the fun of it.
They've got long memories, the Dogs.
Oh, he's overcooked it. Worst of all possible options. You're right, though, Kingy. Wakeman's got it. Chips to Williams. He's fine now. So a lot of the Giants were caught out of position there. Didn't expect that turnover. And now to worry. Getting back though, Toby McMullen. Made the ground.
You just know, run out of half back, Giants. Had a lot of numbers there around the ball.
Perryman. So Jones from 4 deep with a fist here. Frazier. Caught by Halloran who wrapped him up like Conrad.
This is where you need someone running past. The handball, drive it in deep. Jesse Hogan in the pocket.
He's in a good spot, Jesse. He's up. Can't mark it. Ball to the back. Thomas couldn't handle it. Keith does. Loops it inside. He knocked it straight to Peedling Gallagher. And he doesn't make him pay. Jeez. See if you feel the tension. Edge of the seat stuff. So much on the line. Dogs could still win the flag. They could still miss the finals altogether. Well played by Bontempelli. He stayed down. He saw the big pack rise. Callahan. Haynes needs to go and get that. And he doesn't get it. Richards goes and gets it. He's got Jones working hard for him. Sends it along in his direction. Can he get there? A floater. Buckley cuts it off. Danger averted for now. Haynes.
Back two, Nita. Hey, back two. Play on.
There they go. Open side. We'll get the ball moving.
Himmelberg has space. McMullen can go. Needs to use it wisely. That was a mongrel. English. Trelaw. Nicely delivered for Jamara. Ted Richards is out. Jamara got this in him.
It's wrong side.
It's across the face. Almost Waitman, who does like to run and have the big jump. And he takes on. Waitman does Ward. Gave the handball up dangerously to Tom Green. Gone. They are relentless, the Dogs.
This is awesome, Blake. They are hunting like they've never hunted before. They know the importance of this game. This next 30 seconds, they just need to get a goal. That last 5 minutes, we talked about how critical it was that the Giants hung on, but they can't move the ball. Can't get through.
29 possessions against North Melbourne last week. Joel Frazier, 18 years of age, doesn't turn 19 until November. And a big 45 from 2023. This is just the 12th game of his career. Been a battering ram at times today. It's across the face. Only a behind, but stage is set for a massive second half. Two premiership contenders looking to lock in final spots. The Dogs lead at half-time, 7-49 for the Giants. 5-2, 32.
All right, half time here, and what a cracker game. Cracker game. I'll take you back down to the commentators when they're back on, folks. Give you their thoughts and wrap up of the first half. Just got to check, see who's coming into the house. Ryan, how you going, Squire? He's going for the Western Bulldogs. Good stuff. I tell you what, I think they'll be reasonably happy where they are. Well, at halftime, 17 points up with the Dogs 7-7-49. The Giants 5-2-32. I think the Giants will be reasonably happy where they are as well. E.T., how you going, Squire? I missed your live this morning when I woke up late and I got straight over to this and set this up. I have to check that out later. But going on that, the Dogs' pressure was, well, I'll tell you what, they came out on fire. Their pressure was elite in the first half of that second quarter. As you can see here, they just went bang, 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 bang. And of course, with the way the Dogs were kicking in that second quarter, there is about a 3 to 4 goal breeze. It's pretty tough to kick the way the Giants kicked in that second quarter. As you can see, there's only 3 goals being kicked down one end and 10 goals down the other. That's because of that strong breeze. And I think if the Giants want to have a chance in this game, they need to turn that 17-point deficit into probably a 3-goal lead minimum at three-quarter time if they want a chance, especially with this this strong breeze that the Dogs will be kicking at within the final quarter. So I'm sure we'll see the Giants back in front at some stage in the third quarter. As I said, it's very, very tough, difficult conditions with the strong wind going straight down the ground. A little bit swirly. So like a 30-metre kick can quite easily go 50, 60 with the breeze, whereas when you're kicking into the breeze, you can probably kick about 40 metres, 45 at the most. Just that's why it's tough, difficult decisions. And you see the run on the goals for both teams going either way. But it's a great game so far. I'll tell you what, it's a really good game. We're going to have a look at the stats and just have a look at half-time. Have a look at Lachie Whitfield. 25 disposals there for the Giants. I tell you what, that is one monstrous quarter of football he has played. I haven't seen anyone with 25 touches up until half-time for a long time. He's on track for 50. Can he get 50? Wow, that would be some sort of game. 18 kicks, 7 handballs, 8 marks, 1 tackle. He's doing a great job. So is Tom Green. Tom Green's having a really good game there for the Giants. 19 disposals, 6 kicks, 13 handballs, 2 marks, 3 clearances. Bailey Dale's going pretty good for the Doggies as Ed Richards, 17-15. Josh Kelly there on 13. Trelaw's not bad with 12. Caleb Daniel, the little terrier, he's going well with 11. Let's keep going down. The Bont there with 11. I think the Bont's lucky to be still on the ground. Bit of a head clash there in the second quarter. Copped a great whack in the chops. So I think the doctors had him off the ground, just looking at a little bit of vision. But all reports that he is not too bad because he was back on the ground. As I said, he did cop that in the jaw, not the head. So we will see if any other action plays out with the Bont. But the Dogs certainly will need the Bont out there if they are to take this game today. All right, there is the stats. Of course, Toby Green, really, really quiet. He's really important to get firing for the Giants. Let's just head back down to the commentators as they give a few of their thoughts. No. All right, the commentators have just disappeared, so we can't get back down there just at this moment. As soon as they are back on, we'll take you down there. All right, they're back having a little bit of a chat. Let's go back down and see what they make of the first half.
And he works his way through traffic there and puts Ed Richards into space where he can do nothing but kick the goal. Oh, what a star this guy is.
And the Giants are really struggling to move the ball, but we're seeing on the flip side, the Dogs are being able to move the ball really nicely. Some of their build-up to goal, George, has been eye-catching, and it's what you need to do in this windy condition.
Yeah, it's difficult conditions down here. So I think what we saw in the first quarter was the Giants really bombing it and trying to take ground through more kick and less handball. But you just watch here, a lot of patience, wait for the forward to create space and present forward of the ball. The other thing that the Dogs have done really well is pick the spot. Inside the forward 50, they drop it to about 30, 35 out, really cause confusion amongst the Giants defenders, and then that's when the smalls go to work. They've done it on a few occasions. On that occasion, it was really dangerous. This was a shallow exit from the Giants, but once again, drop it to that spot. I think Callum Ward has been to spare in that particular quarter. Too deep, they've realised that and dropped it to the really important spot and dangerous position.
All eyes on Adam Treloar in this second half. We know he spent some time in the rooms, we believe, having some treatment on his calves, which are heavily strapped. David King, they need him. He was in brutal form this year.
Health's your best player at this stage of the year. We keep saying that. Treloar's one they can't afford to lose. He's clearly impacted. There's something not quite right there. Lower leg looks like a calf. And Vandermeer is already off with a hamstring. So they're already batting a little bit deeper than they'd like going into September.
Well, the Giants are certainly not out of it. They came back from behind here last last year in Ballarat to score a sensational win. Well, the Western Bulldogs are wearing black armbands today to pay their respects to Sam Landsberger, who tragically died earlier this week. A much-loved reporter at the Herald Sun and a star of Fox Footy's midweek tackle. Our thoughts are with Sam's family, including his beautiful dad, Jake, who was a long-time club doctor for the Doggies.
All right, while they're just taking a quick break there, we might as well go over and have a little bit of a look at the goal scorers. They were the key stats for the players there. Let's have a little bit of a look at the goal scorers. Sam Darcy there for the Dogs. He's kicked to 2, the only multiple goal scorer for the Doggies. And of course, Aaron Cadman, the multiple goal scorer for the Giants with 2 as well. Bailey Williams, Cody Wakeman, Ed Richards, Aaron Norton with singles, along with Josh Kelly, Jesse Hogan, Tom Green and Bailey Dale. There we go, there are your goal scorers. The fancy points, as expected, Lockie Whitfield leads the way there with 90. He's going to score pretty well so far with his 25 disposals in the match. Bailey Dale on 65, Ed Richards 54, Harry Himmelberg 53, Tom Green 53, Kelly 52 and Trelaw 51. The rest all under that. Let's have a little bit of a look at some of the team stats. So it's a pretty even type of game. It's just one team are using the ball a little bit better, spotting up their targets better. 183, 184 Giants, only by 1 disposal. So as I said, pretty even game. Hopefully we might see this game open up a little bit more, or it could just continue the way it is with this strong breeze. The kicks, that's where the difference is, 97, 98, 86 handballs apiece. Inside 50s, both going reasonably well, getting inside a lot there. 35 inside 50s for the Bulldogs for 14 scoring shots. And of course the Giants inside 23 times for 7. There we go, their disposal efficiency around the ground, 71.7 for the Giants, 67.2 for the Dogs. As I said, the efficiency would be a little bit higher, a little bit cleaner if there wasn't such difficult conditions out there with the breeze. Inside 50 efficiency, 42, both a little bit low there, 42, 38, well under that season's average. The free kicks, umpires liking to blow the whistle there today. 23 free kicks given so far, just 1 more to the Doggies. The hitouts, Giants in control there by 8. The clearances, Dogs in front there by 6. Good stuff. Centre clearances pretty well even there, 6-5. Just 1 extra for the Doggies. Stoppage clearances, 17-12. Dogs on top there. Contested possession, 88-76. Dogs bringing the pressure. Uncontested, the Giants by 10. So the game is pretty close all the way around. A lot of turnovers happening in this game today. As I said, they're kicking long. Some of their bombing and the defenders are swooping on the ball and gathering it, so the turnovers are happening in abundance. 41% match time for both teams, so everything pretty well similar. The marks, Giants a little bit better there by 21. The Dogs, well and truly under their season average of just under 100. There we go. They're probably 50-odd%, 100% below on their marks. 24 only up until halftime. Marks inside 50, both 3 each. Contested marks 5 each. And of course, their defence, their tackles, Dogs bringing the heat, 45-28, well on top of the Giants in the tackles there. Of course, the 1%ers, Dogs doing a little bit more there. The interchanges made, Dogs still got a few up in hand. The Giants 35 out of 75 so far. All right, let's go back to the commentators as they continue a little bit of their wrap-up. Let's just have a little bit of a look at the live ladder as it stands. This is the live ladder with the Western Bulldogs in front. 56 means they are 6. They'll be in the 8. All right, let's go back down to the commentators and check out some more of their comments. No, they're off to
Hello,
Let me just
sir.
listen on him.
Unfortunately, Liam is in real danger of missing a potential elimination final for that tackle on Cadman. Why? Well, the
Here we go.
suspend is just so fresh in the minds of the AFL, and you would imagine Michael Christian, here's the incident. So he only pins one of Cadman's arms, which is normally a huge positive, but it was a clear dumping action. Cadman's head does hit the ground, as you can see there, with some force. That would be something the AFL would have to work through. Next week, remarkably, would be Liam Jones' 200th AFL game, his first AFL final. So we'll show you last week, Lockie Ash on Hayden Young, a dumping tackle. It was a line ball decision, but eventually it was upheld at the tribunal. As you can see there, no concussion and one arm free, and yet the AFL penalised the action, labelling it as medium impact there. So potentially Jones might miss against a Charlie Curnow or someone of that calibre. What do you think there, guys, given, of course, that precedent is only 7 days old?
Well, it's fresh in their minds, isn't it? So they look pretty similar to me. So you'd think he'd get the same penalty as Lockie Ash did on that basis.
I'm going all the way on the Dogs. I don't know how far you have to go to get this man to play next week, because he's the game. They don't have a like-type replacement. They're already gone with Rory Lobb, who's a risk at centre-half back. I do think the young one's a little bit more severe, the contact with the ground. I don't know. I hate the action. We're clearly trying to stamp it out, Ralphie, but gee, it's a tough one to read.
I think it's one of those ones where you really need to zoom in to see if his head does hit the ground, and that might impact whether he gets a week or not.
It was great to see Cadman jump straight up, but it perhaps has the potential to be a dangerous tackle if he can't do that. Ralphie, some late changes today for the Giants, 3 in fact, and they're probably missing the run of a couple of their stars. What's their availability looking like going forward?
Well, they're all Australian contender in Brent Daniels. He's a certain starter. He was pulled out with a back injury. The club just didn't think he would get through 100 minutes there. The real issue for an elimination final was Toby Bedford. He had a sore calf coming out of last week's game. It just got progressively sorer, so he'll have to train well. The club's saying we're not quite sure if he's ready for a clash in 2 weeks' time. Isaac Cumming has just played a scrimmage against Sydney up in New South Wales off a hamstring injury, and the club hopes he will get through and he would be a starter as well, or an inclusion as well. And Jake Riccardi. So right now, Lockie Keefe's holding his spot. He's got a broken finger. The club expects that he will play, and Lockie Ash too. So we could have 5 changes for this GWS side, who, of course, still has hopes of a higher push into the AFL ladder reaches.
Well, we've absolutely no idea where they're going to finish on the ladder at this stage. Thank you very much to John Ralph. It is going right down to the wire. Round 24, season 2024 has been incredible, and we've got a couple of big games still to come on the Sunday ticket. This one with half to play in Ballarat. It is the Western Bulldogs by 17 points.
All right, folks, we'll be back in about 3 minutes and we'll get the game back underway. Stay tuned.
And the footy gods and maybe the weather gods are going to play a role. The Western Bulldogs' whole season might come down to what happens in this second half, and we understand there could be some rain on the way. And what will the wind do in the last quarter if it starts bucketing rain, and will the wind even swing in the last quarter? The Giants have it in this third term, and if it swings, they might even have it for a little bit of a last. So much to play out here. Swings and roundabouts in general. The Giants will make the finals. It just depends on whether they qualify from second, third or fourth. And the Dogs, well, they can still qualify from sixth and get a home final, or they could miss the finals altogether, depending on the results a little bit later on, with Carlton still to play St Kilda and Fremantle to play Port Adelaide and Optus in Perth. That's the ladder as it stands right now. The live ladder, Giants have dropped to fourth, but of course if they get their noses in front and win this game, different story, and then Port Adelaide still to play. So much left for Adam Kingsley's second season as coach, and he's been coaching from the sideline for the last 20 or 30 minutes after starting in the coach's box for this game. And there was a bit of sun glare earlier, but the sun's gone, and here we go. Crowd's been in full voice from the outset. Biggest AFL game Ballarat has ever witnessed. Two premiership contenders, English and Briggs to go at it. Bontempelli, who got the head knock, is fine and back out there, which is good news. And Briggs rips it out of the air, gets it to half forward. Duray waited under. Dale, he ran into a roadblock in Briggs.
He wasn't there, he was probably through. I think just looking at this quarter, Kingy, the Giants to have any chance in this game, I reckon 2 or 3 goals need to be up at three-quarter time.
Liberatore wobbles it. Play on, it didn't travel the required. It was going to travel the required, then started blowing back towards the kicker. Williams on the run. Gave it to Jamara. Waitman. Can he make something of it? He can. He knocked it back to Williams. Back to Waitman. The old 1-2. Behind.
And Jamara did a good job to reset forward of the ball. I think that was where he wanted to go, Cody, but he just didn't have enough time to settle himself.
So they use the breeze. Out wide, well played. Himmelberg cut down, got a kick away, but he's got the open side of, well, he did have Harvey Thomas, but it rolled out of play in front of him. Crowd asking, as you do.
He's still taking the same risk, Luke Beveridge. He's happy to be one-on-one behind the ball with the Giants kicking with a 2 to 3 goal breeze.
Well, he told us, and more importantly told you two, pre-game, the tactics from the coach's box with this breeze are different to any other game for the rest of the year. Different ground, different circumstances, the country venue, and playing in front, position A, Jamara. Turns and pops. Trelaw. Ugle-Hagan to the pocket. Scoots past a couple. Buckley, what's he going to do here? He just waited for help to take it out.
That's just work right there from the Dogs mids, prepared to get going early. They take the first aggressive couple of steps post-stoppage. And Trelaw gets forward and creates an inside 50 against the breeze. Great start.
So again, if you're joining us late, the Giants have the breeze in this third term. Won the toss, kick with it. English, a sneaky chance, got it off to Trelaw. Couldn't thread the handball through the eye of the needle. Jones, second attempt to get it out, worked, but it didn't. It went to Dale. Williams, he tries the low ball to Darcy, and the umpire says play on. He didn't mark it. The umpires all looked at each other there. No one really knew.
Well, he did have a great view. The umpire still thinks he's marked it.
I wonder if we'll ever go to the video for those. With that late in the game, probably massive. Waitman caught, stripped. Trelaw pushed. It wasn't a tackle, it was a push, so no free.
Briggs has got a shoulder problem here.
He has carried it in.
Yeah, he has, and it's affecting him right now. He's having real trouble competing in the last couple of ruck contests.
So he and Cornelio have carried those for a lot of the year, those shoulder issues. And again, English has the reach. Jamara's there. Bontempelli's there. It's slapped a little wider. Jones. Tom Green slams it to the Cadman one-on-one. Lobs with him. Huge ball to win. Bramble got it. Might have turned it over. Cadman to knock on. Toby Green outside of the boot. He's a class act. Hogan. Just panicked a little there.
He raced away, didn't he? O'Halloran was on. This is what you're talking about, Kingy.
Just grabs there. Right shoulder. Well, English has got a big opportunity here to really set his team on a path.
Lob. Can't mark it. Cadman crumbs at court. Got it away just in time. Jones. Two kids with the legs. Daniel and Jones went head-to-head. Liberatore clean missed it. Whitfield. Perryman. Long looping handball over his head. O'Donnell can't do something with it. It's a little untidy at the moment, and McRae might tidy it up. Heads long. Jamara, Waitman, Darcy crashed it down. Well played by Taylor. Got rid of Waitman. Whitfield. Back outside. Dale played that pretty well as well. Didn't overcommit on Harvey Thomas.
Play on!
Not the required. It's to go back to Bramble. Chip to Daniel.
Outside five.
Time off the clock will win for the Dogs. They lead and they've got the breeze in the last turn. But again, we don't know what it's going to do this weather. Briggs has taken a good grab on English there. Launches it. Jones got there with the fist. Daniel. He was stalked by Toby McMullen, who almost
just at the same time
took the choice to get there second. The bang-bang play.
Back this way.
Umpire waits for the two rucks. Briggs, front spot, flick back. Treloar. Bramble. Some time and space. Buckley playing in front.
So they've got a chance now to try and switch the ball, change the angles, hopefully bring it to the open side. They're just backing their forwards in a little bit too much at the moment to win those one-on-one contests forward of the ball. So English drifting down there.
Callahan long. English was under it. Treloar dragged down. That's ball. Toby Green. Too clever. And Treloar acknowledges it.
He hasn't had a big day today, Toby Green. You have to hit the scoreboard.
Nothing lifts your team like a run-down tackle.
As we've seen in the early parts of this game, this is absolutely gettable in terms of distance. Just needs to nurse it through.
He was the difference maker when these two teams met here last year. Also co-owner of the goals record here. With 5 goals to his name here at this venue. Heads toward goal. It swings back. It's only a behind.
I don't know what that kick was. Certainly looked unusual.
Playing on their minds a little as it would, this breeze. How to use it. Dale. Spear to Richards. Never went more than eyeball height.
Could have knocked him out if he dropped that.
Dale wide. Duray. Waitman caught behind again. Buckley was tunnelled a little. Got away with it. Waitman back. Williams off and running. In game 150, he looks for Norton. Through Norton's hands, Peatling. Haynes wasn't expecting to play, but with the 3 outs, was in the lineup. Knock on by Thomas. Boundary line looming. Williams content to see it out.
Bailey Dale's been huge today. Loved his skills coming out of half-back. We've spoken about the conditions already. Leads all possession getters for the Dogs with 21.
Briggs and English to line up again. Ball in on the wing. Standing room only in the outer. Big fist. Briggs went hard at it to get it back again. Ward blocks it tight. Iden crunched. Could have been ball. Must have got a kick away. Waitman through the traffic. Marcus Bontempelli. Something in the way he moves. Marcus Bontempelli.
Well, I was watching the matchup, Bontempelli and Callahan was just standing off him with the stoppage, perfect positioning, but he didn't track with him. He got sucked in towards the ball, and Bontempelli just snuck forward and stayed corridor side. Look at him here, hunting the handball receive. 2 metres becomes 5, becomes 10. You can't give this man of this quality an opportunity like that. What a leader.
How clever was that from Waitman as well? Didn't blaze away. It would have been Bontempelli communicating from behind, I'm coming. Just put him into space.
Kieran Briggs on the bench and not too happy with his right shoulder, chatting to the physio now.
Yeah, he was chatting during the week about the fact he's going to have to put up with it, but how bad could it get? Liberatore. It's been Trelaw galore again. It turns it over this time. Buckley, number 1 possession getter in the AFL this year. Adam Trelaw, an outstanding season he's had. He's averaged 32 possessions a game. Maybe an All-Australian jumper coming his way. He's made the squad 3 times, but never the 22. And there's Briggs, as Sarah Jones told you about. That's a worry as well. Ward, Peatling, Perryman with poise. Cadman's going to have to go. Does, but they collide, knock each other over, the 2 Giants. Duray goes back again after. And now there's a lob injury here. So keep an eye on that. At least they've got a week off, these 2, before finals. But again, the Dogs need to win this to make sure they get there. A shrug and then a throw. Got away with it with Mullen. Bontempelli lurking forward. Milton against the flight. McRae. Here's Jamara. 1-2. If he can have just 1 or 2 moments in this second half, you'd think the Dogs will get home.
And again, the kick to a predictable position, back in board, gave Jamara the clean run ball. And he didn't mark it. Bontempelli was right there to crumb. He's just getting forward. Got to be so clever.
How's the breeze bend on that? That was ridiculous.
Dwayne, an update on weather conditions at the ground. Starting to rain.
So that's Sarah. And what's that going to do with the breeze? Will it strengthen it? Will it switch the breeze? Crazy finish on this final Sunday of the home and away season. Richards goes back. Frazier looks up. He wants the corridor. Needed to be good. And is. O'Donnell. Williams.
That Ugle-Hagan kick just gives you an idea on why they try and take the ball to the other side of the ground. It's really impossible.
Well, Waitman go here, sat up in the breeze, and Ward stood under it. He's happy to take the heat. As always, if he can take the share and heads to Whitfield, he can go. Hogan's forward. Will he get there to attempt? He can't. Jones just shepherded him out of it nicely and legally. And he's done extremely well again. Liam Jones, here's that kick. Look at that. It's not right angle.
Wow.
Long way back.
King's golf swing. I like that run from Whitfield, though. That's what they've missed today with Bedford and Daniels and the likes being out. They just haven't had that run, those players that turn up.
Keith doing the ruck work now with Briggs. Oh, gee, he lifted him there. No free. Toby Green just released the catch and release on English. In English, well, you can read his body language if you like. This is an interesting watch right now because for the Giants, big difference between finishing 2nd and 4th or 2nd and 3rd. 2nd, they're guaranteed a home final first week. 3rd, likely to travel. And 4th, will face the Swans of the SCG, holding the ball.
Gee. That's hot, stiff.
So Toby McMullen with the responsibility.
Decide to go high to low with ball.
Come 1 metre to your right.
Been tough to kick from this side of the field, with the breeze doing what it's doing.
Although Aaron Kaplan made a liar of us all.
Yeah.
With one that moved right to left. McMullen, 4-2 this year. He opens it up. It hooks back. Does it hook back enough?
Oh.
It does! Perfection from McMullen.
That's amazing. Just trusting the breeze. Played on, needed a bit more ground. That was a terrific kick. Really important time. We speak about bridging that gap with the Dogs at the moment. Probably need a 2 to 3 goal. Just there, just the high to low in terms of the free kick for O'Donnell. It's where they need to hit a purple patch, the Giants. Centre bounce becomes important. Back-to-back goals. Look at that. That is great swing. Even the Dogs players can't believe it.
Dark clouds hovering. Threat of rain, Sarah says it's already starting to drop a little, but it's, I'm told, going to come down by the bucket load shortly. Callaghan goes wide by hand. O'Halloran, little knock. Bramble stalks him. Heads back. Kelly. Good spin out of trouble. It's not a bad option for McMullen, just knocking it out.
Yeah, it's an important touch.
Giants began the round third. 15 wins, 7 losses. Percentage is going to be a factor for them as well, depending on what they do here in this last quarter and a half and what happens in the other games. And as you saw, that weather radar starting to look a little nasty.
Tough day for boundary umpires as well, Brian.
Yep, it is. Give them credit, they were out here 2 hours earlier before the game started, getting a bit of practice in. Well, wouldn't you? Gallagher stripped of it, knocked away. Richards, Haynes, Bevo, been a master of themes over his time for motivation. He's quoted Mahatma Gandhi and Che Guevara, and I think Hulk Hogan was part of his speech one afternoon. Rosa Luxemburg, boxer Archie Moore. He's had some good ones. But they're almost their own inspiration right now, the Dogs. They were under pressure earlier this year. Genuine contender if they can get there. Bontempelli was dragged down. And they finish it strong.
They're desperate for Tom Green to get going here. Yet to have a clearance in this third term, just the 3 disposals. They need the big man to do his thing around stoppage. Craig getting driven to the ground.
High contact, GWS.
So Keith wins the free. English engaged him. And he spanks it long. Green got up there, couldn't bring it down. Some good spring. Left behind though. O'Halloran got to fling it back to Toby. Dale read his eyes. Gallagher can go if he wants to.
Yeah, he's been brilliant. Dale off half back. It's quite often they're spared that they've been able to manage.
McRae Williams. Norton stands under it. And well pucked. Buckley loops it. Iden Haynes. It's an ugly kick. Clean bowled a couple, and it works. Callaghan goes. It's got Toby Green over the back. He leaves it. Jesse was in position A.
Well, either of them could have taken it, but he is the man of the year.
The Coleman medalist has it in his hands. He's got 1-1 today, Jesse. 68 for the year. To pull his team closer in a quarter where they have the breeze. The traditional stutter step. Didn't start it far enough left.
Didn't move. From 0 to 30 is at 80%. 30 plus is at 60% for the season.
Giant sub Callum Brown preparing to come on. Harvey Thomas has been subbed out of the game. It's a tactical sub, and Kieran Briggs is preparing to go back on despite those shoulder concerns.
Thanks, Sarah. Dale in the meantime. So no free. Crowd was screaming for it. Noise of affirmation maybe not loud enough, but it works anyway. Gallagher kicks it off the deck into space. Jones has the speed. Buckley, Jones. Take it to the line, but that'll do. Speaking of subs, after Jones, the sub, first game of the season for him. They picked 43 in 2021. There's Kieran Briggs preparing to come back on, and Callum Brown for his 13th game of the season. Darcy did well. Jones, oh, she was about to be cut in half. It was almost Jones v. Jones there. Waitman being spoken to.
Move out.
So here we go. What's this ball go to do?
Well, Cody had this kick probably 50 times in the pre-game. We know it's going to go hard left to right. He tried to keep it very low, underneath the stands level, to try and get as much protection from that breeze as possible.
I thought that was going to be paid high, actually.
So did the Giants players.
You're right behind him at home. It'll work back beautifully. Touched on the line.
Callum Brown on, going straight into the forward line.
Can kick goals, you know that. Can play both ends, in fact. Himmelberg goes wide, carries a few, and because he played on from fullback, that's no longer a free. It was a free once upon a time if he kicked in from the square and it didn't get touched.
Running here.
Punched over by Himmelberg. Really like to see Toby up around the stoppage. You can see him there as a high half forward. Get involved.
Play on.
Everydaypartoflife had his pocket picked. Kelly got it from Tom Green. Great smother. And the little things are going to become big things as this game gets older. Everydaypartoflife long, another good buck. Buckley and Taylor back there.
Yeah, got to transition the ball, got to switch. Not working, going long down the line where all the numbers are. They just can't win those contests.
Move it on. Play on. Me too.
Different team with those two playing together. Cadman attacks it. Cornelio crumbs it. Got to thread the handball through a few. Keith, no. Cornelio, yes. Toby Green got up. Caleb Daniel. Quick fire handoff. McRae. Called touched. Wide ball, rolling ball, out of bounds, a win. Waitman keeps it in, taps it in, keeps it rolling.
They didn't have it.
Brilliant.
Yeah, just wanted it more. Got to find a way to get past Buckley. He's taken 4 intercept marks this term across centre-half back.
They have tried to lower their eyes a little bit more this quarter. Some of their ball movement.
And that won't work. Well, that's keeping it away from Buckley, but giving it to Buckley.
Stand. Put on the line.
Tough conditions, really tough for the players out there to put on their best skill set, skill exhibition.
Very unique in the modern game to play a game in these conditions. This is old school. Frazier went up. That looked high from here, high from there. Pentland's ball. Whitfield. So Cadman and Lobb. All sails to the back.
Ben Lobb makes such a difference. They're too strong. He's too strong, too big for those mediums of the opposition. He's slightly bigger than a medium, Cadman, but just gives them that security that maybe Karmas didn't over the last couple of weeks.
We go where the love is. 74 games for the Giants. 66 for Fremantle, Rory Lobb. In the best season of his life. Peatling floats it. Cadman under it. Here's the man we're talking about, the Rockin' Lobster. He is as solid as he's ever been. Sends it wide. Buckley again. Crashes it to the line. We'll get a ball in.
Sam, here.
It's not usually you get the second best defender behind Jones, but then he's a bit bigger and a bit stronger.
The boundary umpire's got a tough task here. And it's a short throw, and Briggs knew exactly what was going to happen. Callaghan, Whitfield.
So this is why the Dogs are playing this side of the ground. They want it to be sucked back towards the boundary line at all opportunity. Take away the corridor, take away pure inside 50s. Giants have only had 8 inside 50s for the term. They've done it beautifully.
Which is old school coaching. Every country footballer watching this would know exactly what we're talking about. The dead side. Norton, the astronaut on Mars, got a hand up. Heads long. Jones knocks it down. 58-41. Dogs will have the breeze in the last quarter. One coach is calm, one coach looks edgy. One coach has a flag, one coach searching for his second season as coach only for Adam Kingsley, but he knows the opportunity is theirs. Even season, and they can finish as high as second. All in.
So the boundary umpire on that side would be waiting for a goal so he could switch with the ones on this side.
Bulldogs chant rings around Mars Stadium. Briggs, Darcy, Briggs little pat down, Cornelio. Daniel, McRae, Buckley again. Jamara beats him this time. Rolls it around his body. Gallagher bursts free, launches long. That's a ripper. Harvey danger every time he goes near it.
Yeah, that was clean, wasn't it? By Gallagher. A quick kick forward by McRae, put it to the skinny side of the ground. Jamara, just a genuine one-on-one win. Look at that, just finding his way out of traffic. I love this from Jamara. Just quick to stay on his feet, get the ball going forward. A really messy kick. Terrific finish.
Awesome from Jamara because he'd been outmarked the previous 3 or 4 times by Buckley. It's a great battle one-on-one. So just to get it to ground was almost a victory. The follow-up and get that kick forward, terrific. Big lead now.
And a good time to have it. From the knockdown. Tom Green around his body. Bouncing ball through Duray. Goes back to mop his mess up. Caught immediately by Darcy Jones. English, Briggs, Glebber, Trelaw. Back towards the wing to Haynes. Good gather. Swings around his body in hope. Toby Green. He needs a moment now. Hogan's at full forward, should get it. Little slip from Jones. And Jesse thought he was going to play on there for a second, but go back and he might hook kick it rather than drop punt it. What's he going to do here?
I think drop punt.
Yeah.
It looks like it.
For his second of the afternoon, the Coleman medalist slips it through and kicks the door back open.
Just a little slip from Jones at the wrong time, allowed him to come across in front, Jesse Hogan, and complete the mark. But too many of these opportunities where they've just got a quick kick out of a really short contest further up the field. You can see there Jones just lost his footing.
Just worries you out of it, doesn't he, Hogan? I mean, Jones would normally just go
He's
to
in
the
a good
ball.
position.
He'd normally just go to the ball and try and intercept mark, but because the threat of Hogan and the form that he's in, he panics.
Yeah, the right old mate.
A bit of work to do. He waits for no one, Bevo.
What's he got in his bag of tricks? He's the greatest Bulldog coach of all time for games coached now. Luke Beveridge, 229 games, on past E.J. Whitten's 228. Jones. Frazier. Oh, was that a handball? Umpire said it was. That was good enough. Big 2:32 coming up here for three-quarter time.
Watch out.
Can the Giants steal another one with this breeze before the rain comes? Callahan had a sneaky chance at it. Bontempelli in tight. Richards has been superb again. Himmelberg attacks it, left it behind. Bontempelli again. Kelly again. Back inside 50. Toby Green's under it. Great grab, dropping back with a flight Duray. Held his ground. And take some seconds off the clock.
Yeah, they're not even thinking about bringing to this side.
Head to the dead wing. Oh, the two Giants get in each other's way. Taylor and Haynes.
Just really smart. Clearly a tactic in the third term. Against the breeze, go to the side that's hard for the opposition to score from if they do happen to win the ball. Good commitment there from both players.
He gave it away to you guys pre-game, even though he didn't want to give it away. They knew it was important to get your tactics right. Good grab, Duray.
Speak about the umpires on this side of the ground. Have a soft spot for the wingers, having played on the wing when it's just all lives over the other side. You're just running 150s up and down.
Taylor got hands on it. Briggs attacks it. Bontempelli the other way. Darcy rips it away. Gallagher's inside 50. Went with the fist and kills it to the line. Playing a role. It's game 19.
This is where Bontempelli gets dangerous. Around these stoppages, been brilliant.
Probably going to have to come off at some stage, you'd suggest. Harvey Gallagher. That trickle. English. Half top. Himmelberg.
That's on fire.
He wants to go. And he hits to the dead side, so that won't bother the Dogs too much. Jones was waiting for it. The rehomed dog has been good again. Back to Duray. Himmelberg attacks it, knocked away. Callahan, Williams, boundary, and they're ever closer, the Dogs, to a spot in the finals. A quarter and 42 seconds away. Just Dogs fans watching this. Fans of other clubs, players of other clubs. English and Briggs, front spot. Flick to the back was good. Cornelio, middle. Frazier, Duray, Dale. They've had the answers. High contact, Bulldogs free. Advantage paid. Off the steal. Bontempelli. No, it's going to be a Giants ball, even though the Dogs are about to run away with it. Is Briggs okay here to take it? Flicks it off to Callahan, who runs.
Go back to the same side.
Time is of the essence now for the Giants. Can they get one late? With seconds left. Poke pass. Oh, the clockwork orange. They might get it done with seconds left. Toby Green. Deep breath to pull it back to 11 points with a quarter to play and the rain coming. One of the greatest of the greats sends it long and strong. Do not go anywhere. The stage is set. The final Sunday of the home and away season. And for the Dogs, it'll come down to this last quarter. Can they get it done and play in September? 64 by 53 with a quarter to come.
All right, three-quarter time here, folks. Toby Green slotting the goal after the siren. only making it now 11-point deficit to the Giants. It's the Bulldogs 9-10-64 leading the Giants 8-5-53. Who's going to end up winning this exciting game today? Of course, the Bulldogs, they put on 2 goals, 3 in that quarter. And the Giants putting on 3 goals, 3. Of course, the Giants had the wind in that quarter. They had the good breeze, but couldn't really capitalise on the breeze. We would have expected at half-time the Giants probably would have gone into three-quarter time at probably a 2 to 3 goal margin, but the Bulldogs held well and were just too strong. The pressure the Dogs applied, you can certainly see they are hungry for this victory today. So the Dogs are doing well. The rain, they say, is coming a little bit. So if the rain comes, the wind may stop and that may bring it back to a level playing field where there is no wind advantage for either side, but we'll stay tuned during the final quarter to see whether that happens, whether the rain comes, the wind drops. But if all going well, come on, Giants. I know they should have been, ADG, they should have been 2 to 3 goals up. But, you know, it just didn't pan out like we thought it would. I think the Giants are struggling to get through the Doggies' defence. I think they're just rushing it a little bit, the Giants. So, you know, stranger things have happened, folks. When you want it enough and hungry enough, the Giants may pull back. Just looking at that live ladder now, the Western Bulldogs, if they go on to victory, they're safe into the finals. They'll make the finals. And, of course, the Giants there on 60 points. Well, if they lose this game today and Hawthorn's already played. All right. So the Giants will probably remain in fourth, won't they? The Giants will remain in fourth. So it probably doesn't really matter to the Giants if they win or lose. The only thing that matters for the Giants, if they win, they will go to second on the ladder and they will get a home final. They will get a home final. It just depends who they want to play. It just depends who they want to play. Do they want to play Sydney, which after looking at last night, Sydney's form, I don't think you'd want to be playing Sydney in the first week of the finals. So that means that they would either play Geelong or Port Adelaide. And I think the Giants would definitely want to win that to make the other sides travel to them. Doggies are awesome, says Chris. The rain might help. I think the rain will definitely help. I think that'll be the saviour for the Giants, I would imagine. Just looking at the disposal, Lockie Whitfield still on top with 32, just the 7 disposals in that third quarter, still on song for a good game. But more importantly, he needs to get the Giants over the line. Bailey Dale, best for the Doggies, 24. As I said, the Doggies are sharing the ball around wonderfully there. Larry the Drone, as a Cats fan, I'm hoping Bulldogs win. I tell you what, at this stage, Larry, it looks as though the Bulldogs may win this, although I think it's only about 11-point deficit. Anything could happen. I think the Dogs have been pretty much in control of this game to date. That's what it's sort of seemed like. The Giants have had a little bit of a patch, but they really haven't had the run on which we expect some teams to have in these big games. But the Bulldogs, they're just bringing the pressure all the way around the ground. The defence is holding up strong, and the Giants are just struggling to get it through all the way. All right, let me see how far we are away before we go back down to the ground. All right, we're going to take us back down to the ground now. Enjoy the final quarter. It's the Dogs by 11 points. Can they do it? Can they do it and secure a spot in the finals? Let's go down and see and enjoy the final quarter.
Absolutely determined to see his Western Bulldogs in September, and that's the skipper, Marcus Bontempelli. He's been huge, David King.
Well, he's been well kept in general play by Finn Callahan, who's done a great job in denying the ball, but around these clearance situations, you've got to be so careful. We talked about Bontempelli wanting to get forward post-clearance more regularly the last few weeks. He's got good containment in there, and for some reason gets drawn to the ball to become an option for his team, and he leaves the most dangerous man on the ground in clear air, charging forward inside the forward 50. Great finish from Bont. just shows you why you can't snooze against these all-timers.
He just tracks well, doesn't he? A lot of his possessions today have been inside contests, but when given the chance to get involved on offence, he just tracks the ball well, usually stays on the inside. Terrific finish. Big first 5 to 10 minutes for the Giants. If they're going to hang in here.
So the Giants will play finals. The Dogs, there might be no tomorrow for them if they lose. Bontempelli straight down to Liberatore. They've got the breeze in this last quarter. The Bulldogs, they look and wait. Richards, who's been epic, up against the boundary. A miracle! One set in.
That's a great finish. What an impact this guy's had going in as a midfielder. He's just as a half forward. Just watch the little subtle push he does at the start here. Just pushes his in the back there, tracking in behind. Pushes forward. Whitfield can't go with him, doesn't want to go with him. Gone. Didn't have the desire, and Ed said, well, if you're going to give me this much clear air, I'll get the job done. That is a great finish.
Just used the breeze nicely, didn't he? To bring it back.
Bonk's tap in the middle was big.
Yeah. Keep the ball alive. Someone facing towards goal.
He's actually done that a lot this year. The little tap here, the palm it there. Doesn't always take possession. Here he is pursuing again. Daniel gets there. Treloar gets there. Richards again. Loops it wide. Marcus Bontempelli unselfish. McNeil this time. Behind.
How quick was that? How clean was that? Good shape. We're staying involved. The mids when they transition.
What has Adam Kingsley and the Giants got left? Buckley flies. Whitfield runs 360, finds Kelly, goes. And he has to go. Toby Green's up. English too good. And there's a few thoughts that Tim English wouldn't play this afternoon, but they knew the importance of this one, the Dogs. Had to win it. Couldn't leave it in the hands of others. Jamara gets up, can't mark it. Hits the deck. Little 1-2 was nice. Iden. Callahan caught, got a hand off Kelly. And now it opens up for Jones. Needs a target and hits the perfect target. Hogan, who plays on quickly, floats it out wide to Ward. And he gets a boo or two from Dog fans with memories.
Well, that's the sort of play when the Giants are up and about. You see, run and carry, handball receives. They just haven't been able to generate that in transition from D50 all too often today.
Been a brilliant servant of this club, and he was for the Dogs as well. You know what you're going to get with Callum Ward. Puts his heart and soul into it every time, but he can't put a goal through there. That bad miss for a man with 313 games of experience. Dale to English to Dale. And with the ball, they come to this side, the attacking side, with the breeze, the Dogs. Floater, English. So they're not going dead wing with the breeze. They're going this side. Jure, Gallagher.
Outside 5.
English back on the wing, wants it long. He goes longer. Norton's down there, got a hand on it. Perryman crumbs it. Callahan hunted. Perryman. Callahan, nicely worked. Has a bounce. Eyes are darting straight down the spine. Time's of the essence. Missed his target. Briggs, who lays the tackle and holds it in the area.
It's a terrific tackle. You know, we understand he's under duress. You just see there, he's carrying that shoulder, but he just needed to perform that tackle in that instance.
Treloar heads long. Oh, a little nudge from Norton. Yeah, didn't get away with it. It was a big nudge from Norton.
It must be said, the Giants, you can see the loss of Bedford and Brent Daniels, what that's doing to their ball movement. They just don't have the speed, they don't have the options available.
Yeah, whether they
Move it on, play on.
just went safety first, whether they would have played if this was a final. Wide ball, Hogan gets there, can't mark it. Ward. Caleb Danley in there with the fake and now goes along to Jones though. No free to Jones. Cadman with the spoil that was legal. Toby Green. Heads goalward. He needs to have a moment or two, and he has one here.
No one's been able to do that from 50. There's no one out there today who's been able to get the ball, one to the goal line and two on the right line.
It didn't look like he hit it all that sweet either.
52, and he's bent it back. That's phenomenal.
You can just see he's trying to wheel it over. Important goal. It was an important contest on the wing. Might have been the top of the arms. Wasn't paid. But that is huge in the context. Just drags them back. 11 points. Keeps them involved.
Does it ever? If anyone can, Toby can. He was the man here last year. 5 goals in the Giants win. Kicked off 5.5 of footy when he dominated the Dogs. Back in the middle, still alive for the Giants. English gets it, puts it in the air. Whitfield held his ground. McNeil, Slick, Bonampelli, Darcy. You want to kick it off the deck. He went down to pick it up, and now he's probably in a spot of bother. No.
They probably should have kicked it off the ground there. And Norton fought to the ball.
Briggs, Tom Green, Callahan, Treloar, McRae, Giray behind the ball. Can he hit a chest? Free kick against Darcy to Taylor. It's getting darker here by the second. Dark clouds are coming, the rain's coming, and maybe the Giants are coming. Giray puts it to grass. Bramble, Daniel, ball in. Ton of time left for something crazy here. Giants have to believe.
I've got Marcus.
Even the crowd a little anxious at the moment. Callahan to Briggs. Tom Green, Cornelio, the usual suspects. He ignored Whitfield initially. Went for the 1-2 with Ward, throw. Jones against the flow to Treloar. Waitman feeds it back. Daniel. He's got McRae out wide. They hold possession. That was clever. Waitman's free. Pulls the kick late. And the big fist of Buckley to the line. But with each passing second, the Dogs are closer to September.
It's just indecisive there by Cornelio. Whether to handball, whether to kick.
Been a crazy season. 2 goals away from the lead, the Giants. English attacks it. Ward, great smother. Back in the congestion. Tom Green, Perryman, still trying to work hard. The Giants to steal this one. Hogan beaten by Locke. It's important, man. Huge win.
These are the ones where you're happy just to go along to a contest now.
He pulls it central. Is Jones going to jump? He does, but he got there way late.
He miskicked that.
Ward.
Stand. One. Goes, mate.
Perryman. Thought about the long. Goes wide. Captain had no hope.
It's poor play, isn't it, to go to the dead side again. They've got to take some risks here, come through corridor, got a couple of goals to make up.
Here, Tim.
Got the superstar Toby Green on the bench at the moment.
Long way back.
On the last rest before he gets released. The Giants have won their last 7 games in a row. They're the hottest team in the AFL right now. Richards, the scramble. Waitman turns, gives, Liberatore, no. Even 2-goal margin, and for the record, the Dogs will make finals if it's a draw.
Bring it in, play on.
Win or a draw, they'd take either. Hogan. Oh, good hands.
Stand up.
That was Hulk Hogan. How strong was that? Doesn't like what he's got on offer.
Leave it on. Play on.
So Lobb stands under this. And a big fist. Well played by O'Donnell. He's held his spot in this team. Rupert Karmas dropped for this one. Couldn't make the 23. Toby Green back on for the Giants. Comes down to this for them. Depending on what happens in this last 13 and a half minutes, they'll finish the home and away season second, third or fourth. All knocked down. English and Daniel collide. Here is the bomb. The superstar goes inside 50. Waitman there. Iden. Thumped it away. All with his sock off again. He's had some problems.
That'll take.
Yeah. Holding the calf. 22 possession game for him. A little lower than his 32 possession average. Darcy and Keefe. Tom Green. Perryman. Haynes. Got under that a little. And he got under it a lot. That's a good grab by the field. The little things are big things now for the Dogs. Sets it up. Norton, not the second grab. A little bit of front on from Gallagher there.
Hillenbergs, this has to come to this side.
He knows that was where his eyes looked immediately.
You see there, the Dogs are onto it. But you still need to take a risk.
Leave it on, player.
Still plenty of time. He hits wide. Big fists. Boundary line. Ward. Hunted down. And a ball in. It wasn't in the back. What you're saying is, Louis, you don't need to go on now. You just need to go on next.
Yeah, and you need to take the point in the game where you do need to take a risk. 12 minutes to go. We've seen that it's been extremely hard to score from that side of the ground.
Seen some games this year where teams have kicked 2 goals in the last minute. It's been that kind of wild year. It's good pressure. And he is hunted down again. Callum Ward. Crowd's been in full voice all afternoon. It's been a fun watch. You're going to go home in darkness. I'll probably go home wet. I might go home happy. Ball slapped back towards that boundary and another ball in. And another couple of seconds come off the clock.
Guys, I think I just saw lightning.
Oh, wow. That's all we need. So this, how are the lights here if this game is delayed by a few hours? Might finish tomorrow. Keefe, Canelio, tight rope that boundary, can't keep it alive.
Well, I'll tell you what they do need to do is take some risks of clearance. Spike the ball back into the corridor, orchestrate some set plays and get the ball flowing at speed.
Also numbers through, start defensive side, numbers through the contest. All about momentum. Just too stagnant.
And if you're unaware, we have had some lightning delayed games this season. Perryman heads long and wide. Jones under it. Cadman with him. Great tackle by Cadman.
It was good recovery. Yeah, good recovery by Cadman there on Giray. You see here, there's some tired boys out there, slow to get to the next contest.
Canelio, little push off, wobbly ball. Toby Green opens it up, top of the square, big crumb. That's a huge win from Fraser. That is a monstrous win from a guy playing game 12. They goal from that, it's a one-kick game.
Yeah, that comes to Graham McMullen's. The first one onto it.
Daniel sends it in the Norton direction. Stayed down in the end. Callahan, Himmelberg. Doesn't pump it long, he floats it wide to Kelly. Not sure this is within his repertoire.
Switch, mate.
Keeps it low. Hogan through his hands that are behind. They're 2 kicks from the lead now. Edge of the seat stuff. 11 points to margin. Bramble thumps it. Dead side again they go. McNeil, nearly. Gallagher. Give it to the man.
Norton charge forward.
Cometh the moment, cometh the man. Bontempelli to Jones. Sends it long. Norton in a good spot. Plays on goals. And they edge ever closer to September, the Dogs.
Sometimes it's simple. Just get the ball in the hands of your best players.
You've got to see where he comes from.
What Bontempelli does with that kick back inside, just terrific, just amazing. And it sets them on their path. Norton's in full flight, difficult to contain in slow play, let alone fast play like that. But that kick from Bontempelli, the vision had to be seen to be believed. What a player.
Just the work rate from that man there. He caught your eye. As soon as that ball came in, he just had to charge forward, outnumber, get goal side. Terrific piece of work rate.
Norton goal. Some Brownlow votes coming the box way, do you think?
Well, he hasn't had massive numbers, 18 disposals, but 8 score involvements. So you'd think at least 2.
At least 2.
I think he'd be second best on ground.
Canelio held. He could come down to 1 or 2.
I don't know the other players' names, I think.
Iden. Beware Iden on the march. He heads long inside 50. Rain's tumbling, and that's a huge grab.
He's had some important plays, haven't they? The defensive 50.
Yeah.
A couple of really big marks.
Some of the young players have stood up when it's counted.
Move it on. Play on.
Back to the wing. Jamara got there late. Norton around his body. Jones couldn't get there in time. Iden does. Danger for Whitfield. High contact.
Bailey Dale's had 26 and been really good. Hit the goal, but halfback flankers don't tend to get too many votes. Ned Richards is probably the other one. Had a big day. 2 goals, 25 touches.
Whitfield. Now Perryman. Dale, the man you speak of. Kelly looks up. Pulls the kick late. He's got Brown inside 50. Off hands. Brown gets it back. Spins it. Goal square. Huge win again from Jones. And they're another minute closer.
Bevo's been doing a rain dance upstairs. It's just arrived.
It is thumping down at the moment. Whitfield gets there. Waverman with him. Norton. Huge crumb. Daniel. Or is that 50? It is 50. Arthur Jones will line up. And Adam Kingsley's on the phone. And he won't be on it for long. And he needs the stress ball back.
I know he's only had the 4 touches, Jones, but he's been critical to denying the rebound from the Giants off half back. He's just brought the ball to ground, tackled when he's had to, taken the ball out of play when he's had to. A basic game, but he's played it beautifully.
An amazing decision with selection from Luke Beveridge. Brought in Arthur Jones for his first game of the year in the final game of the year. And what a master stroke that might be.
Well, he's an infectious player, isn't he?
Just sheer weight of numbers, Wayne. There's too many Joneses in the end. This is just simple stuff, isn't it? Just hit up with the ball carrier, and Haynes has had his best day today. He's made a few blues, and that's a big one. That's a costly one.
It's a pity they don't have a Bailey Smith to keep up with the Joneses, the Western Bulldogs, but they might be able to win a flag without him. And that tells you more than words can. The Giants down to 4th, and that means the final against the Swans at the SCG first up, but they can't pull this out of the fire. They're going to fight the fight all the way home, though. Hogan floats in.
High contact.
High contact, and it's got to be a Donald's ball.
You got away with a big hold there, Rory Lobb, on Jesse Hogan leading from the square. Not happy, Jesse. Rightly so. A little bit of luck there for the doggies.
Play on.
Rain continuing to pump down, but the crowd has not moved. Haynes. English behind the ball. English, dare I say, read it better than anybody else. He's been good today.
That's fine. Jesse, Sam.
Kicking with the rain. Out wide, Haynes. He wasn't expected to play. One of the three laid into. All three emergencies came in for the Giants. Richards, who's been sensational. Williams, and that'll sit nicely for Hilbert, although he puts it to grass. More trouble. Dogs are circling. Liberatore against the grain. Liber! They're nearly there.
How clean was that? By Liber. Brilliant stuff. Himmelberg missed an opportunity to take what looked like an easy chest bar. You just see there.
Look at how low he gets, Geordie. I mean, he makes it really hard to tackle or come on front on it. Liber, look how low. Head down. Well done.
Shoulder to shoulder with, I think it was O'Halloran.
Yeah. He's got some personality, hasn't he? Little's. As I mentioned, he writes poetry in his spare time. He's plastered with Simpson tattoos. He's got a Kramer on his butt for Seinfeld.
Doesn't fall far from the tree. Kick a goal. Start a fight.
Here we go. Can they finish it off here? Put a cherry on top, the Dogs.
Stephen, behind you, please.
Keith, English, Trelaw.
Play on.
Dragged under, Peatling. That was clever.
Tim, Rocky.
Kelly tried to flick it out, but the Giants know this one's slipping away by the second.
Tim, Rocky.
Second spot on the ladder, slipping away by the second. New South Wales could have laid claim to the #1 football state in Australia this year. The Swans and the Giants finished 1-2. They might still end up playing in a grand final. There's a lot to play out yet, but it's going to be a little tougher now if the Giants finish fourth and face the Swans week 1. Williams, English, been a dominant performance. Darcy stands under this, competes, got it to ground. Jones a little pat. Whitfield spins out of a jam. Tapped to Caleb Daniel. He rolls it. Can you book your tickets? You nearly can now.
They've just broken them.
Yeah. It's just been, as you said earlier in the day, relentless. Their pressure just at them and at them and at them. And when the Giants have coughed up the ball, they've taken territory. It's been ugly at times, but beautiful at others. And this is just Hunt. This is just numbers. Look at the Dogs in the screen there, waiting for that spilt ball.
Look at the love there between those teammates, two old teammates. Caleb Daniel, 15th game of this season. He's really had to work hard to get back into Luke Beveridge's team. From the ball up. Wakeman in the middle now. And a push or a hold
on Jones.
So Jones is going to get the free. I thought it was against him.
So that's clearance from Wakeman. Thinking, how easy is this?
Yeah. You felt all game. You could feel the nervousness, the tension, anxiety in the players and the fans and the two coaches. We had a chat to pre-game. Both were a little edgy. Adam Kingsley and Luke Beveridge. You're behind. The Dogs players are on the edge of selection. Still with hopes of playing in September. It's going to be an interesting make-up for this team that now looks like getting there. Whitfield wide. Callahan. Sets it up. Lob gets there. Become a hero for the Dogs fans in the last couple of months, Rory Lobb. He was their whipping boy for a while. English. Gallagher with Perryman. Kicks it off the deck. Not a bad option. Little toe poke from Williams. Waitman. Gallagher. A fake. A bounce. Outside of the boot. Can he find Jones? Himmelberg went with a fist. Tries to mop up his own mess. Darcy Jones got it back again. Cadman behind the ball. Thumps it. But there's the cold hero. Rory Lobb. Rory. Heads out wide. Dale. Good step. Nearly shook himself out of his shoes. Nearly broke his own ankle. Richards. That sweet smell of victory. Sweet smell of September. Long ball. Goal square. Thump through for a behind.
All the forwards are filthy. The amount of work they did off the ball there, blocking for each other, trying to create space. And the kick goes over their head. Still trying to get through that side of the oval.
Kelly kicks it up mid-air, and that will bounce on the line and probably be insufficient intent even though it nearly stayed in.
Over the boundary.
Relying on the bounce of the ball, what direction it goes.
Bramble, bit of good pick-up as well. Jamara, the one last highlight. Taylor. Cornelio. He was dealt with late.
GWS, Tom Green, your kick. After disposal.
So it's downfield. Cornelio with those shoulder issues as well.
Move it on. Straight in the middle of the ground.
Both these teams will have the extra week off, obviously, to recover before week one of the finals. Now there is that pre-finals bye. Liberatore happy to take the ball and the contact. Richards, Bramble, O'Donnell, Gallagher. Norton's out the back. He's about to get it. To a massive round of applause.
I really like some of the stuff that Gallagher's done, to be honest, today. I think he takes ground. Looks like he's got a good turn of foot. Makes good decisions. Terrific kick inside to Aaron Norton.
Stand up and down. Play on.
For his third.
Oh, wow.
I'm glad it didn't matter.
Rocky refill.
Maybe he would have taken more time over it if scores were level.
Just done it again from clearance. This is their strength. Now their forward 50 contains some serious talent, all tall. But that clearance, they're unbeatable, the Dogs at the moment. They're going to be a wrecking ball in the September period.
Well, they might do it from 6th and get a home final. That's what's on offer. And as I mentioned earlier, if they win a home final, who knows, their next home final could be against the Geelong at an MCG, which isn't a travel either. And we all know the grand finals at the MCG. You've got to be good, but you also got to be lucky sometimes, and the Dogs have won it from 7th before. Richards. Bouncing ball. Himmelberg got there. Handball smothered. Iden, they both went head first. Waitman, still a chance. Jones. Buckley. Iden.
High contact. Giants. On ground. Stand.
Crowd's got their money's worth. Biggest game Ballarat's ever seen. And it's lived up to the billing. Brown got there late, crashed it down. Cornelio. Whitfield. Bontempelli, the one-handed scoop on the run.
English, Jamara, straight into the right.
He was in the road.
Yeah. Hagen goes back in and gets it. He's in turn got Tom Green. Handball chain. Both teams hoping for no injuries now. Nothing crazy to happen now. Ask both captains. They'd shake hands and say, let's call it off. Lob, front spot. O'Halloran. It's a floater and it's wide. It's attacked by Jones. Crunch. Speaking of no injuries, both OK Jones and McNeil. And here is the live ladder. Dogs. There's still Carlton to play and Fremantle to play, obviously. Sixth spot. Started today not knowing. They know now. Back into play. Cadman. One last touch. Maybe add one to the stat sheet. Instead of one vote, it might be 2 votes or 3 votes. M. Bontempelli.
Well, where's it sit, Geordie? How do you have the votes? I think Richards has been good. He's probably the three vote getter for me. He's probably the 2. You've talked me around. He's certainly the 1. Right, get the 2.
Whitfield, short pass. Bentley puts it to grass. Another touch for Bont. Gave it to Frazier, who's been superb. Marcus Bontempelli add another to the tally. Floats it wide to Jones. Maybe a cherry on top. Heads long. Over the back. Thumped away. Norton stalks. McRae. Can they get a snap away? Dying seconds. McNeil. Silent sounds. Book your tickets, Dogs fans. Bring on September.
Bring it on indeed. Dwayne, welcome to the Sunday Ticket on Fox. It's brought to you by the Toyota Hilux and Unbreakable Connection. Western Bulldogs fans, cool, take a deep breath and relax and get set for September. Over to you, Carlton supporters, on the edge of your seat for a massive afternoon.
All right, folks, there we go. That is game, set, match. Congratulations. The Western Bulldogs, you've made the finals. Hallelujah. The Western Bulldogs. That is game, Navi. Martin, how much longer? That's it. The siren's gone. It's in the bag, and the Dogs won, kicking 5 goals, 4 in the last quarter. Big quarter from them, and the Giants could only put on 1 goal, 2. I tell you what, we never thought the margin was going to be 37 points at the end of this game. It was just an amazing game by the Bulldogs. They never gave up. They never relented. They put the pressure on. They were the ones who were hungry in this game. The Giants were not allowed to get any run on at all throughout this game. Well done to the Bulldogs. Let's just have a little bit of a look at the ladder. And of course, that ladder's not live just yet. It's stopped. No, it hasn't updated yet, so the Western Bulldogs will now go to 56 points. They should jump up into 6th position, pushing Hawthorn down to 7th. Now the next game we got coming up next is Carlton and St Kilda. Carlton sitting on 52 points. Fremantle to play after them. If Carlton can win, they're a bit like the Bulldogs. They need to win to stay in the 8, or if they lose, Fremantle get the chance to put them out. But well done to the Western Bulldogs. Now up in the 6th position when the live ladder will update. And of course the Giants in the 4th. Looks like the Giants may play Sydney Swans in the first round of the finals. There's the score, 14-14-98. The Giants 9-7-61. It's all about the Bulldogs today and the happy supporters out there. Let's just quickly go through the player stats. We'll have a look at this. Lachie Whitfield, best on the ground for disposal count, 42 touches, 29 kicks, 13 handballs, 9 marks, 3 tackles, 1 clearance. He tried his heart out for the Giants, as did Tom Green with 36. Ed Richards on top there for the Bulldogs with 29. Bailey Dale, good job again, 27. Tell you what, it was a good game. If you're a Victorian, you're a happy camper. All comes down to Freo. Absolutely. All comes down to the next match. Before that one, Chris, the St Kilda Carlton game, as I said, if Carlton win, then the last game is a dead rubber, and it just depends on the last game where Freo will play, whether Freo get the double chance, I should say the home final, or they have to travel. Just going down there, Callum Ward was 17, Tim English did well with 17 hit-outs, no score for the big man, but did a good job there. Ugle Hagen, 13 touches. It was good to see the Dogs win without him scoring too much. I think that's a big plus. Coming into the finals, and we'll see not too far away after another couple of games have been decided who they'll play. So it should be fantastic. That is the stats on your players. Let's just have a look at the goal scorers for the game. Ed Richards, Aaron Norton, Sam Darcy with multiple goal scorers for the Doggies with 2 each. Jesse Hogan, Toby Green, Aaron Cadman with the multiple goal scorers for the Giants. Single goal scorers were Bailey Williams, Cody Waitman, Toby McMullen, Tom Liberatore, Josh Kelly, Arthur Jones, Tom Green, Harvey Gallagher, Caleb Daniel, Bailey Dale, and Marcus the Bontempelli with his 22 disposals. What a great game. Just a quick look at the fantasy points. Only 2 players over the 100. That was Lockie Whitfield at 147 and Ed Richards 105. All right, quick look at the team stats, because we only got about 5.5 minutes to go before the bounce of the Carlton St Kilda game. So the disposal count pretty even, only 4 the difference. So the game was pretty even, but the Dogs just did it with a lot more class and more accurate. 69 inside 50s for the Dog. That's a big number, well ahead of their season average. 45 inside 50s to the Giants. Disposal efficiency, pretty much the same. Inside efficiency, the Dogs had it there a little bit, but both still a little bit below. Free kicks, pretty even. It was the Giants by 4. Giants winning the hit-outs, but the Dogs winning the clearances. Centre clearances, all square in that department. Stoppage clearances, Dogs there, of course, by 15. Contested possessions, not much in that, 13. We'll call that pretty much a draw, as the uncontested possessions. Turnovers were the same. Marks, not much in the marks, just the 9. Inside 50 marks, both had their chances. I said it was a hard, tough game today with that strong wind blowing down one end. The Dog utilised that to perfection, the way you'd want. And I think the coach and the fans and everyone would be very, very happy with that. But there is the stats and all. Let me just see if this updated the live ladder. Still hasn't updated yet. You can catch the live ladder over on the next game, of course, where we'll do that in just a moment. But that's all I got for this game, folks. Thanks everyone for coming in. Just to check the poll we had today, I think we had about 68 votes on the poll, and of course 67% went for the Western Bulldogs, 32% for the Giants. But another cracking game here, and a one that the folks in Ballarat, the township of Ballarat, will be very happy to see these two great sides coming to play in their town. All right, folks, thanks everyone for coming in. Congratulations to the Bulldogs. You've made the finals for this year. Now we wait to see who you play. All right, guys, that's all I've got for this game. I'm heading over now to the Carlton and St Kilda game. I should be live there in just a few minutes' time. So we'll catch you then. Thanks very much, folks.